You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Could we rise again as a
nation?
Okay, because the state of the country.
What do you mean by the state of the country? I don't understand that. Explain me.
Right, the country have plenty money.
Plenty money?
Yeah.
How you know that? So you have to tell me I have a child. Tell me now. How you know that? Gentlemen, thank you for the day. I can't really understand that.
Oh mama, oh yo, my nation is bleeding, prophecy unfolding, judgment in morning. I love you still, mama.
When will it end? Tell me, how did we come this way?
Oh my Trinidad and Tobago.
Whilst the nation still hope and pray, the devil busy, I say.
Oh my Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh no, I'm feeling the pain for you, mama. Revelation strikes at your corner. Still we are holding on. Your children have lost their way, fighting for survival each day. Oh no, going from dawn till dawn. What is happening to my country? Every day is a sacrifice. Blood flowing like water daily. Lives could be lost at any price. The anthem is now a whisper. Some don't care to stand when it play. The lawless is now in control, so the good folks going away. Oh, my Trinity, strange signs all around we are. The hills are alive in a different way. Your babies are dying, brutally I'm seeing here. Would we rise again from what they, Oh, the mighty dollar, now cast a spell of uncertainty.
Oh, my Trinidad and Tobago.
You see, when the rich is getting richer, the poor must remain empty.
Oh, my Trinidad
know that error.
and Tobago.
I say, oh no, people falling for pain and hunger, inflation, cost of living higher, can't get no daily bread. So the youth them on top the hill, somehow they bread basket to fill. Oh no, so they turn to crime instead. The arms of the state disappointed, still their salaries are daunted. Large increase in the fiscal budget, oil money reach a all-time high. Go buy so much money when the hospitals are in need. Poor people every see the hill reacting indeed. Oh no. Yeah, the people cry, yeah. The hills are alive in a different way. Them who take in we money must pay for it dearly one day. Could we rise again come what may? Yeah. How could we truly excel in the midst of all this suffering?
Oh my Trinidad
No.
and Tobago.
Tell me, like Shadow say, poverty is hell, so it seems like the devil is king.
Oh my Trinidad and Tobago.
No. Cocaine and guns in the heart of the ghetto is what we sow, we shall reap tomorrow. Who are we going to blame? Even school children doing crime, well, that is a sign of the time. Oh, my lord, have we now gone insane? Whilst we kill, we own one by one. Skyscrapers going up in town. Chinese laborers at the core. This new city some shall see no more. So we have to hold on to see that 10 days and must to get along. Scraping the bottom of the barrel with all this money in town. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. My Lord, the hills are alive in a different way. You have to do more for the people. Better wages to ease the struggle. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Could we rise again come what may? Yeah. In this abundance of wealth, still the poor people cannot cope. Oh my Trinidad and Tobago, it is a stark reality. So much of even a hope.
Oh my Trinidad,
oh my Trinidad,
and Tobago.
oh my, oh no, oh no. Some turn to vagrants in the city, homeless children begging of mercy, Lord. Child abuse have risen again. Look like Jean and Dinah come back in town. The girls and them singing the song. To survive by any means necessary, dignity gone down the drain. Some say the leaders have failed to do right for one and for all. When there is an imbalance of the scale, then the writing is on the wall. If you ignore the plight of the people, well, the devil shall intervene. It's only divine intervention. I hope you know what I mean. Well, is it true that God is a Trinity with all these crimes in sweet La Trinity? No, no. The hills are alive in a different way.
Population gone, gun control, girl control.
And is it true we have all this money in this land of so much poverty? No, no. The Lord is my shepherd, come what may, yeah. To you the powers that be, hear the cries of the people you see. All this wealth and nothing for we. No, 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 no. Because of living is too high. This little money the poor can't buy. Oh my. Oh my, why? There must be a way. There must be a way. There must be a way to help the people today. I say, there must be a way. There must be a way. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. From Genesis to Revelation, in my Father's house around many mansions, to take care of 1 million natural resources, he made provision to feed this nation. Look, we have oil and gas, it's Lake and Mars, and Calypso, Choppy and Limbo. Yeah. When there is no property, crime would decline naturally, then we could live in harmony. My holy Trinity, yeah. I love you, mama. I love you, mommy, yeah. My Trinity. Thank you.
We gotta save it. Oh yeah, my sweet TNT. Oh yeah. We used to sing sweet, sweet Trinidad. To leave here, boy, you must be mad. This is the land of milk and honey, rum and coke and easy money. While those verses we were singing, alarm bells kept on ringing. Pundits on each pulpit saying, our heart and our soul decaying. Suddenly we wake up to a living nightmare, a place while electorals ask, how did we ever come to this? But so long we hear it, you got to stand up and be counted. For daily we're intimidated. kids getting on. We're fighting, making porn. Us school girls, you won't believe. Live MMA, they pulling weave. Check the vibes, they're living by. Dance all slackness, get rich or die. Alkaline to Movado. Mention maestro, they don't know. No morals, no ethics. There is a centrifugal black hole. Lord, we must move quick to wake their conscience and save their soul. So long we've been hearing evil triumphs when good men do nothing. No triggers pump while words be frotting, and while church attendance real low. Protest back plus them casino, while black market prices haggling. Through a pot, big guns they smuggling. Spanish women are hot like their music. Saucy salsa, human traffic Trinidad. We can't wait. The devil making hay while we sleep. Tell them talk is cheap. We're caught in the world when we have to reap. While we look on them as more mothers who weep. We're in the world when we had to reap. Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, Now the nation's soul has been revealed. How they find Shannon Banfield. Busy street, yes, in our city. Killed by beasts who show no pity. Now there's fear and trepidation. What is happening to our nation? So I pray this one infraction will propel us into action. Trinbago, the time is now. We have to take our country back while these monsters flow. We cannot run from their attack. That is why I'm still saying, time to stand up and be counted. Our young girls, they're being hunted, not for jobs by institutions, but by clubs for prostitution. While from you gas, some arranging on the seas, cargo exchanging in the Gulf, drugs, guns, and women, and the Coast Guard cannot stop them. Trinbago, the time is now. Look how the murder rate leap. Tell them talk is cheap. We're caught in the world when we have to reap. Before more of our daughters, they put us to sleep. We must stop this world when we have to reap. Time to stand up and be counted. We must defeat this threat they've mounted. We cannot wait for no messiah. Like zero fiddling through the fire. But while the flames we keep romancing, the grim reaper keeps advancing across the land. He casts his shadow, slashing victims to the marrow. Trinbago, the time is now. Look how the price we paying don't steep. While some labor keep. We're caught in the world when we have to reap. We need a fresh new broom for a broad crime sweep. Must stop this world when we have to reap. Save our land, Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I say you get up one morning, your elders have something. You don't know how they get it, but you want to use it. But if you ask them old people to get the things what they went through, ask them this any day, and your parents sure to say, black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind, brother, that you're able to get a pulley and jam with the devil. Why? Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind, brother, that you're ready to swim offshore and hold your boat steady. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. So when you hear you get a little something with that dragon, now you keep watching, because I don't tell you already. Black man do get nothing easy. get up one morning, and oil money running. How it come you don't know, so that it care how the thing go. But if they read about Uriah, they wanna find out the pressure. How we get so much old hell to get a penny from TLL. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to take up your own cash money, pay people for your own refinery. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind to be a magician, to make money out of scrap iron. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. So when you hear you get a little something, with that eagle eye you keep watching, because I don't tell you already, black man don't get nothing easy. Say we got up one morning, independence happening, getting the thing come easy. Now they're taking liberty, but if they know about petition, we have to send to England for some woman to tell we in this colony free. Black man have to keep on jabbing, for black man to get a little something. You got to go to conference in England to get independence in your own land. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. People hold you, humiliate you, turn on and sell you, and then they free you. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. So when you hear you get a little something, with that dragon eye you keep watching, because I don't tell you already, black man don't get nothing easy. So when a black man gets something, he got to start thinking to get it there easy. He got to practice economy, from getting licks from the slave master to become the land owner. Brother, is a terrible journey, packed with plenty brutality. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to rise up, you got to stand up, pick up your mind, you will always stay on top. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to go to conference in England to get independence in your own land. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to take up your own cash money, pay people for your own refinery. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind to be a magician, to make money out of scrap iron.
Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wing. O Lord, my Savior. It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. So sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? Lord Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it, Jesus. Cover me while you fix it, Jesus. Cover me. Cover my brother, cover my sister, them who under pressure. Cover, 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 cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover, 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 the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover, cover, cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it, Jesus. Cover me while you fix it, Jesus. Cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it, Jesus. Cover me while you fix it, Jesus. Cover me. Cover me mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover me mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it, Jesus. Cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover, cover, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover, cover, cover all them radio stations that blessing the nation. Grant divine protection. Jesus, cover, cover, cover. Cover me. Cover me. Cover me.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Yes, 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 yes. Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners, of course, ladies and gentlemen. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, we come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't matter what color t-shirt you have on a blue t-shirt, you have on a burgundy t-shirt, you have on a maroon t-shirt. It doesn't matter, folks. You're welcome in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Doesn't matter what planet you're from Mazatanias, you're from Xenoranias, Venoranias, Sonoranias. Each and every one is welcome in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Let me say a special hello to no other than the Commissioner of Newark. Yes, that's no other than Thomas E. from Sally Bay, Celibia. Some people say Sally Bay, some people say Celibia. Some people say close to Toco, some people say close to Sandy Grande. Some people say he went to school in Palo Seco, some people say he went to school in Pinal. He will tell you exactly what that is. No other than Thomas E., the Commissioner in Newark, Marshall Nisbet, boy.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, family. It's a pleasure to be in the village again. Look forward to a very interesting night. And how are you doing tonight, Wall Street?
I am splendiferous and flantabulous.
Okay, that's
You ain't go correct me.
absolutely.
You ain't go correct me on what I say.
I said you did well.
No, but I thought you normally correct me. You went to school in Pinal.
Palo Seco.
Oh, okay. So, I say you might have went to school in Pinal or in Palo Seco, and I want you to make sure you get the people the right information.
Palo Seco. Dry stick. I said Palo Seco in Spanish is dry stick.
All right. All right. All right. Good. All right. Something in the background. You have a TV on?
Yeah, I'll check that.
Yeah. All right. Let's say welcome to no other than Diana, Waveney, Stormy, the Storm, Greta, the Trinbagonian from St. Catherine's in Barbados, from St. Augs in St. Augustine, close to Tadapuna, going up to Piaco and coming back down to Port of Spain, and the street in Barbados that most of us don't want to say about it, but the poetess, the poetress, no other than Diana Waveney Benskin Greta McDonald, boy.
Why you getting the PNM all my names for? But good evening, everybody. What going on? What going on in the world? I see people marching in France because France changed the working age from 62 to 64. And the Frenchmen and them ain't having it.
Okay. So, well, yeah.
You know, Sparrow have a calypso, 60 million Frenchmen. Can't be wrong.
Okay. So what's the message? I know it's a message you're trying to send. What's the message?
60 million Frenchmen can't be wrong. What Trinidad and Tobago doing? What are they doing?
Yeah, all right.
60 million
So,
Frenchmen can't be wrong.
I read in between the lines then. All right. I read in between the lines. All right. Yeah.
You're slow, Anselm, boy. Oh boy.
You know what?
Ooh, you like molasses going up a hill on a winter day.
Molasses going up. That's a good one, you know. That's not in Trinidad. That is only in outside outside of
You like
Trinidad.
molasses going up a hill on a winter day.
Yeah, but that can't be in Trinidad because we are no winter in Trinidad.
Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You like molasses going up a hill on a winter day.
That's slow. Yeah. So it has happened that way.
Yeah, you ain't hip. You ain't. All you know is data and facts, and to spit data and facts, and them children that you're teaching, you give them a test at the end of the term. But
No. Them,
when people
see, man,
spitting reality, you want to bring Google and data.
yeah.
Reality.
But you see, if you don't bring, that's why people actually they stole my what do you call it, boy? They
Where
stole
we, where
my
we,
thinking.
where
Facts,
we, huh?
facts or fiction. I started
Where,
at fact or fiction.
where we ain't. I
Yeah.
ain't your student that you get no test at the end of the month. You know what
Well,
I say? You understand? Good.
the only way you can know if your students are doing good is to try and test them. When I first started, I used to give multiple choice, and not multiple choice, true, false.
Hmm.
And I spoke to a friend of mine, and a friend of mine told me, "You giving people in college true, false questions? What kind of thing is that?" I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "That doesn't really make you think that much." I said, "Okay."
Hmm.
I said, maybe she has a point, and I stopped giving true, false.
Hmm.
You think true, false does make you think more or less, or it don't really, it doesn't matter.
But
But do you
What's
give
most
open book
important?
exams?
Eh?
Do you give open book exams?
Well,
that's the hardest type. Woo.
you know, it is not open book exam, right? But everything is computerized now. It's on the computer, right? And they come to class and they do it in class, but they do it on their laptop. And so there's an app called Blackboard, which they use to take the test on Blackboard. Now, I allow them to take it on their laptop, but you can put something called Unlock. Unlock is a system where it's that you once you open the test, you have to go into Unlock. You have to show an ID. You have to show your background. You have to show everything. Check to see if you're cheating. You know.
Right.
But I believe that once they're in class, I could walk around the class and see if they have any other thing open in the laptop and so on and so forth. So I like the honor system better. But if that'll take it at home, then I'll put on honor lock in order for him to take it at home with honor lock. So it's not open book though.
Yeah, because I remember that when I started college in the US and they started
I
giving
don't like open book tests.
open book tests, I realized it was harder.
Hard as peas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't
give
give
me
open.
an essay. Give me an essay, and I good to go. Give me multiple choice, and I good to go. 'Cause I have a way of retaining the correct information. I just see part of it, and I know which is the right answer.
But
Don't give me no open book test. I don't want
it's
it.
interesting, right? Why do kids in college may want multiple choice
Hmm.
as opposed to essays? When on an essay, you could kind of grade accordingly. You know what I mean?
I
Right.
love essays.
You could say, well, you know what? If this is out of 10 points, you know what? This person have the idea of what I'm looking for, right? This person have an
Mm.
idea of what the topic is about. So that person could get 10 out of 10. But multiple choice, if it's two or zero.
That's
But,
right.
but you know why they shy away from essays? Because
But
then you can gauge their spelling, their how they fragmented or not way of writing, the choice of words. Are they going to give you an argumentative essay, a definition essay, an explanatory essay? You understand? So that you really see their capability. If they can spell, if they can frame a sentence. So a lot of them don't like it.
well, I just see that because I give them a global business plan to do. And like, let me give you an example. Like I tell them a global business plan, right? I tell them set up a sports development academy in Tobago, for example, right? So they have to go there and learn about Tobago, right? They have to
Hmm.
learn a whole lot about Tobago, right? I tell them set up a low power FM radio station in Africa, They had to go and pick where in Africa they want to set it up. So they're learning about. I kind of try to incorporate the Caribbean and Africa in a lot of the things that I do, right? In order for them to learn a little bit about. Next thing I tell them, set up a scholarship foundation in Trinidad and in Trinidad. You see, so what they have now, I give them the background for a global business plan, and they have to go and they have to do research, and they have to do a lot of things and come back, and of course, I gotta go and correct all of that now because it's a lot of paragraphs, man. It's a lot of work, But it's interesting what some of the kids come up with. It's really interesting, and they also have to
And
make free presentations in class as well.
that's my
So I mean,
thing right there. I can get
huh?
up and speak. I can get up and speak, but some people are nervous getting up and
Yeah, yeah,
presenting.
yeah. People are
So you
very,
see, yeah. But
yeah, yeah.
you see, we think one subject I shy away from in college
Mm.
is algebra because since elementary school they're trying to find X. He always missing, so I just leave algebra alone.
Yeah.
Hmm.
No, I did like algebra. My hardest class was statistics,
I don't like algebra.
statistics, boy, good.
I
I remember I was in a statistics class, and
mm,
I say, boy, that class ain't gonna be easy. So what I do, I form a group with the brightest people in the class in statistics.
mm. But I did that at college too,
Yeah,
and that thing gave me migraine. And
yeah,
I came out of statistics with a C plus, and
yeah,
I hauled tail out of there. Now
yeah.
I was done with that.
Yeah, I form a group with the brightest people in the class, you know. I figure
Mm-mm.
it out. And the brightest people in the class in statistics I form. And I did very well. I think I ended up with a B plus or something, right? Because they really and truly, it was so helpful, man. So
I'm
helpful.
think statistics used to give me migraine headache, and when you they put in on the board. So when they did the first problem
Mm.
to find this little number, I said, wait now, you mean we use the whole blackboard to find this one number? I said, nah, boy, this is a subject I never want to take again. So I fight my way through. I lost my way, fight my way through, and I come out a C plus. I was good with that. I never take no more statistics, and I don't do algebra.
But listen
Anything
to
with
this, right?
algebra, I gone.
You had to take they had electives, right? Electives was a class. You just
Mm-hmm.
take to basically booster your grade, right? Your grade, your
Mm-hmm.
GPA, right?
Yep.
So I took introduction to soccer. Ah,
Whoa.
oh God.
I think I did
Uh,
music and art appreciation. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I took introduction to soccer, right? So
Mm.
the first day of class, the teacher picked sides now.
Mhm.
He pick and we playing small golden, right? But the people in the car play soccer, right?
Mm.
And the guy teaching the class was the coach of the soccer team, right? So he knew me on the track team, but he didn't know I could have play soccer, right? So this was so
See, you
funny.
cheated, Anselm.
So I cheated. So we
Yeah,
line
you
up now.
did.
We line up and we get the ball first, right? So they pass me the ball, I dribble through everybody and I score. Because them fellas and the people in the class, I mean, they know about baseball and football and things. They know nothing about soccer, right? So
Mm-mm.
the coach come to me and he says, not the coach, the professor, right? Even though he was the coach of the soccer team, he was the professor, right? He come to me and
Mm.
said, why didn't you tell me you played soccer? I said, if I didn't tell you,
Mhm.
you wouldn't believe me. So for the rest of the semester, I taught the class. So he really didn't
Uh,
have to show up because I was teaching the class. And that happens, sometimes and it was an elective. And then I
I
took
did
It's
another
Sakai.
elective.
It's
Eh?
Sakai. I said electives, free electives are Sakai. I did music
Soccer.
appreciation.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Then I took a next elective called Introduction to Tai Chi because you had to take
mm,
an Asian study, right? Introduction to Tai Chi, boy, them kind of slow movement and thing, you know?
mm,
But our class ended up to be kind of hard, boy.
mm.
It was an elective, eh? Instead of me taking French or Spanish, I took Introduction to Tai Chi.
I did the art and music appreciation. I took nutrition. I took another elective was African history. I went on. I did an extra course in it. I did like 6 months of that. What else was my electives?
You take hard classes.
What hard classes? African history is not hard.
No, but I mean, you had to write paper and all kind of thing. Electives when you,
I love to write.
yeah, electives when you had to go in the class and you had to sit down and get an A.
No, I love to write.
Do
So
little, do little, and
Yeah, do little and get an A to boost your
I
GPA.
that's why I couldn't see doing Spanish or French as an elective.
That's right.
oh,
I gonna do standard and French. Tommy correct is right. I took
that was a
introduction to Tai Chi.
required for me.
Huh?
Spanish was a
Yeah,
required
there was a foreign language requirement.
required.
Right. We had to take a foreign language requirement, but Tai Chi was considered to be a foreign language.
Oh.
Yeah. So of course, first in the village was no other than Nadia. Now,
No, I see highly before Nadia.
what time did Hailey come in? Because I sent this
Four,
out. I sent this
four.
out this morning at about 9 something because I had also go to New York in order to deal with my mother's situation.
I see highly at 4:02, and I see Nadia at 5:30.
All right. So okay, good. You have it then. Because my so Hailey was in first. Finally. No, this is the second time in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah? Hailey boy, Watax boy, you inside big time. And Nadia was second at 5:30. That's the one that I see, the one at 5:30.
But highly, it was interesting. He started off PNM/UNC. I'm fed up of the same thing over and over. Fed up of the same thing. Watax villagers, listen and love.
Oh, you see, so since you fed up, you do something about it. You understand? Yeah. David Rambaran. This person was here before. Somebody using somebody else's cell phone.
You sure?
Yeah. I know Dave Rambaran was here before. Yeah. All right. I ain't sure, but I think. Right? Dave
That
Rambaran, welcome.
that's Gary alter ego.
Which Gary?
Mahabir.
Or the Phantom?
Watch watch Dave Rambarang will cuss me now.
You know something? You know it's funny, right? You know the Phantom was on this show for almost a year. You know he never showed his face.
Mm,
Did he ever?
nope.
Nope.
Yeah, well, he's real Phantom in truth, boy. Nadia say good night, Anselm. Nadia just get some emojis, they just disappear. Good night, Tommy.
Good night, Nadia.
Yeah, well, it's right because look, no, Nadia telling Hailey good night. So you're correct, Tommy. You're full 100. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So Nadia just giving everybody a whole set of love. Oh, you see,
Nadia's a sweetheart.
that's what I tell all you. I know somebody. Nadia say her phone giving trouble. Is I wonder if Dave Ramban is Nadia's husband.
Hey, don't go there. Stay out of
I-
people's business now. Jeez, on.
Let's do that.
Maybe
Yeah, all right.
maybe Daddy Horner man. Oh God.
All right. Good night to
So
Keisha, Dana, Ben.
you just spilled the beans if that's the one, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Where this all
Nadia.
come from? Where this on?
Huh?
Hey,
Arnold Robertson, Keith Rowley.
Love
listen to
doctor.
this, right? Hey, Rennie Mohammed, he's a quick learner, you know. He's a very, very quick learner, right? Dr. Love is a quick learner. Good night, brothers and sisters. Love in here. Great love is all I bring. Listen to this one now, eh? Let me tell you why he's a quick learner. Sending out fantabulous, splendiferous love to all the ladies. You see? All of a sudden, right? His love has become fantabulous and splendiferous.
He's the love
Yeah?
doctor.
You know what? Tommy correct is right. If he's the love doctor, he deserve that. All right, Rennie, you win. Take win, Rennie. Take win.
Rennie, we don't want that kind of love, boy. We want something
Take
better. That's
Dana,
splendiferous thing boring.
Dana,
Huh.
you talking to Rennie about love?
We want different. We don't want a splendiferous and marvelous. We want must give me something better now. That sounds boring.
Dana, every time.
Come on, Rennie. Something better than that, man. Come
Dana,
on.
you know,
What?
every time. Dana, I want you to do an experiment. Do a thought experiment, right?
Hello, Anselm. I
Yeah.
am not one of your students that you have to grade at the end of your semester. So
No, it's,
proceed.
no,
You're not doing nothing on me. Proceed with your
just to make a
chatting and leave
suggestion. I was
leave
gonna
me
make,
out. I don't. You're not making me no guinea pig. You do that to your students in your class.
all right, okay,
I am not none of your student.
okay. All
And
right.
if you was my professor, me and you want to see eye to eye. I could see that long time.
So in my class, you might end up getting a F minus then.
And then you'd had to tell the board why you give me
That's
the
a
F.
G.
You had I will take it to the board and you had to tell them why you give me the F.
Why would I tell them why I give you the F minus?
The
Well,
professor gave
I
you a
would
G.
challenge you.
Huh?
Yeah, I challenged a professor already, that gave me a B. I
And
challenge him, eh?
what
Okay,
happened?
good.
And what happened?
I give me in,
Okay.
please.
All right. So when he says, love to every color, creed, race, but love keep you in a comfortable place. Oh God, the man rhyming too, boy.
Yeah, boy, he's a
He's a
poetess.
poet now. You see why? You see when you associate with other poets, what does happen?
It's contagious.
It's contagious, man. When you
He's
give
not
love,
who he associated with, not me. I don't rhyme, so.
when you give love to another poet,
Hmm?
the love become fantabulous and splendiferous, man. Man, the man sharing love. Hey, any partner, I'm glad for you.
Tommy, some funny say you need to come and lecture them politicians. They would quicker listen to you than answer. Oh
Oh,
God.
you believe
Bonnie.
that? You
Miss
believe
Cool.
that, Anselm?
Eh?
You believe that?
No, well, I you know, I want Vonnie. I want Vonnie to criticize his party once. Well, not once, not once. 1/8 of 1/8 of one, just 1/8, not a whole one, not one time, 1/8 of one. Just, I mean, like what happened in the parliament. We're gonna have um a person, a doctor from UE coming and say that the UNC at least should have attended because of all the students that showed up, all the primary school students that showed up to the presidential inauguration to set a positive example for those kids.
You know, in my opinion, I think they should just go along with everything because they had a chance to rewrite the playbook, to change the course of things, and they didn't. So that means that they like it so. So they should just go along and play the game. That's all
So
they
this
should do because right now they're looking quote unquote shit faced.
so they should be part of the they should have their own go along, get along gang then.
Yeah, because they dropped the ball. I don't want to hear their moans and cries at this particular point.
But
Because
but Tommy, you go get you gain funny and upset when you say that, You
no, I
upsetting
can't get
him.
I can't get him upset. He has to think that they really had a chance to change the course of this country.
Not only that, be again Albert Montano upset too. You understand?
They had
Because
a
you
they had
keep
a
harping on them the opportunity they had to change the country, and they will tell you, well, they're not in power anymore. Why you keep
yeah,
harping
yeah,
on
but,
what happened between
but guess
210 and
what? Guess what?
why you keep harping on what happened between 10 and 15? Why?
Because they had the numbers and nobody has had the numbers since when it comes to having the numbers to make a significant difference with the playbook.
All right. Albert Montano, good evening. Albert says, good evening, Nadia. Albert says, I would hope all these upright people read the editorial from the Nation newspaper in Trinidad and Tobago. What is that editorial, Albert? Send me the link now. Let me read it. You know what? I go look it up. Or the Trinidad Newsday editorial. All right. Trinidad Newsday editorial. So Trinidadians, do they consider, Trinidadians always consider papers as either they pro or anti, right? What do they consider the Newsday? Pro or anti PNM or pro or anti UNC?
Not sure. Maybe someone in the chat has to tell us.
Yeah. Because there's always a label. Depends on what they publish today, right? They could be anti-UNC. And what they publish tomorrow, they could be pro-UNC. And what they publish another day, they could be pro-PNM and they could be anti-PNM. You
But
understand?
but like Heidi said, the PNM UNC thing is really boring at this particular point
But
because
Tommy, I think we have to be honest, though. We have to be honest. in that the PNM and UNC as a party is there to stay in Trinidad and Tobago. Would you agree with
Yeah,
that?
yeah, they dug in. They are dug in. But what we have to do now is enlighten the people so that they would look. If they're gonna keep them, they're gonna look for them to truly be transformational.
And do the right thing. Diana, do you agree with that?
Anselm, I don't know what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago,
No.
because I'm answering you.
Go ahead.
It just seems as though people are jaded and they're unable to make sensible decisions. Because as I remember, I questioned Senator Naked as to the absence of the UNC at this ceremonial event. And here the explanation he gave me, right? So I don't know now. I'm confused as to what goes on in Trinidad and Tobago.
His excuses were lame, to say the
I'm
least.
confused.
It's probably not nice to say that with him not being present to defend himself, but his excuses didn't hold water as far as I was concerned.
But Diana still didn't answer the question.
What questions did you want from me, Anselm? What did you ask me?
No, I asked Tommy, in spite of what you say, does he agree that the PNM and UNC as political parties are there to stay in Trinidad and Tobago? And I was asking you the same thing.
I'll refrain from answering that right now.
Okay. No problem. I listen molasses going up Chumaka. Molasses can't go up there. They don't have winter up in Chumaka. You gotta add winter intake. Vonnie Roberts said, good night, folks, to the beauties, Lockdown, Nadia, to Keisha Joan, to my lady Storm. Keep Anselm in line. Love you all.
Hey, but spring has sprung, so winter.
Yeah, boy, I went out and running shorts today, Stormy boy.
So winter is no more until next session.
Albert and Vonnie have a kind of what does call it? You play paid on my head. Is that what it is? Albert, did you hear the PM this afternoon? He played a good defensive game. I wonder if he does listen to himself. You heard his remarks on the former PNM Pandey was a low blow. Did you hear what Pandey say? Vonnie?
No, they're talking about what he's saying. What?
Let me play what Pandey said. Let me play what Pandey says. Let me look for the Pandey thing there. Let me play what Pandey says. Hold on. I will tell you what Pandey says. Since Vonnie brought it up, and let me play what Pandey says. Are we gonna get back? Let's play what Pandey says here. Let me look for it. So what happened there? Let me see. Pandey. Okay, here we go. Watson Duke. And we go hear what Watson make a mistake today on a radio station.
Oh Lord.
And he had his phone. He didn't mute his phone. And he may have said some things that he didn't want it to say. Let me see. I'm looking for the Pandey video. Pandey video. I have no. Oh, here we go. Here it is right here. Right? So the Prime Minister was commenting on what Mr. Pandey said. And this is what, so we just wanted to play for you what Mr. Pandey said. Right? Since Vonnie brought it up. You know, so listen.
Former Prime Minister Basti Pandey was asked by reporters to weigh in on the public spat surrounding the office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. Fielding questions from the media following the inauguration of the country's 7th President, Christine Kangaloo, Pandey says the dispute has surfaced because of a weakness of the Constitution, which does not facilitate, according to him, the separation of powers.
Right now, the Constitution allows for it to be mangled together, and therefore we are bound to have trouble for the rest of our lives.
Admitting to having no dispute with his DPP during his term as Prime Minister, Pandey was asked how he sees the ongoing controversy playing out.
There is obviously pressure being put upon him, which would not have been possible had there been the separation of powers of which I speak. I believe the political powers can crush him and probably will crush him, which is going to be no benefit to this country.
Citing the Constitution in its current form as irrelevant, Pandey says the only answer is reform.
I don't think anybody can accuse the DPP of corruption. It has now to do with buildings. It has to do with staff. Who supplies building? Who supplies staff?
He did not take lightly to our submission.
Some may say that, you are sympathizing with the DPP because, he was the one who would have made the decision to let you.
I haven't said anything about the DPP. What gives you the impression that I said anything that sympathizes with him?
On March 6, the Director of Public Prosecutions, Roger Gaspard, withdrew the decades-old corruption case involving the Piarco International Airport, citing a low chance of conviction. The case involved a £25,000 bribe allegedly paid to Pandey and his wife Oma, allegedly by Carlos John and Ishwar Kalparansing. Urvashi Tawari Rubnarain, TV6 News.
We're going to go for a quick station identification. When we come back, we're going to address that. All right, so stick and stay. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. It's Tommy, Diana, Anselm, and you in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcast.
UNC members of Parliament immoral.
We are back at you. It's in the village of the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. Now let's go back. Go ahead, Tommy.
Everybody agrees that the Constitution needs reformation. Mm-hmm. Everybody agrees on that, but nobody's doing anything about it. And when they got a chance to do it, they didn't do it. So we'll have to deal with the consequences. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, I didn't have what the Prime Minister said, right? But we listened to what Mr. Pandey said, and the woman asked him a question about the timing question.
You are listening to WZYE LP 95.9 FM, Maplewood, New Jersey.
Yeah, the woman asked him about the timing question, but what Pandey said make a lot of sense, right?
Yep.
We need separation. It's like, yeah, we need a separation, right? But I will believe one of the most independent office in Trinidad and Tobago is the DPP. That's my belief. Now, Pandey says he could be crushed by the politicians. Who appoints the DPP in Trinidad?
You have to ask. You know that?
I know, I don't
ask Dr. Shane Mohammed.
Let me see. Let me see if I can Google that.
We can Google it.
Huh? Who appoints DPP in Trinidad and Tobago? Right?
Prime.
Now,
Prime
think
Minister,
about this,
right?
The district attorney in New York is an elected position.
That's right.
It's an elected position, So I mean, of course, the district attorney could be Republican, he could be Democrat. I mean, he could even be an independent, but it's an elected position, right? So, for example, and we're going to play that video too. We have one with the new district attorney in New York, who supposedly today, we had to look for that news, was going to indict Donald Trump.
Yep.
Right. And as a matter of fact, on my way back home from Brooklyn, boy, if you see media vans down by the court there in Manhattan, if you see them, They park up and waiting, but
Okay, let me, before you go on. The Director of Public Prosecutions is appointed by the Judicial and Legal Service Commission
okay, so there we
and
go.
is the holder of a public office. He's a
Right.
person qualified for appointment as a Supreme Court judge, and the security of tenure is similar to that of a judge.
Right. So there could be political beer because who is he appointed by again, Tommy? Was that by who? Who? Judiciary? Judiciary?
By the Judicial and Legal Service Commission.
The Judicial and Legal Service Commission. Okay.
And who sits on the Judicial and Legal Service Commission? Who are they packed with? All kind of people? All kind of people?
You want to think it's people in the legal profession?
Yeah.
So,
No. I'm asking politically affiliated. What is their political affiliation?
they would be all over the place. They could be all over the place.
Oh, really?
But really, but any position in Trinidad and Tobago, there's a great possibility you may be supporting a certain party. How you get away from that?
Again, who appoints the Legal Service Commission that appoints the DPP?
So these are all questions that have to be asked, because in my estimation, I will say that the DPP is one of the most independent offices in Trinidad and Tobago. And it was interesting, there was an interesting question asked today at the press conference because I was listening to it on my way back. It's called the Coleman Report. And the Coleman Report was sent to the DPP, they say about 6 years ago. And nothing has happened with the Coleman Report. And the person asked the Prime Minister, and I'm paraphrasing here, what happened? When is the last time in 61 years have they ever caught a big fish in Trinidad and Tobago?
Mm-hmm.
I find that was a great question. That was a fantabulous and splendiferous question. Do we know when is the last time we caught a big fish in Trinidad and Tobago? Or have we ever caught a big fish?
I don't know if we have great whites in the ocean here.
well, is that
Well, you see what they do with what's his name? What's the little boy name? Akil. You see what they do with the Savga report. You see what is anything going to happen? Everybody covering up everybody.
You know, what this brings to mind is Abu Bakr saying that he was arresting the government. You with me?
Yeah.
You see what's going on, and you see what happened with the alleged bribe at the airport. It just people, people were sitting in remand for so long, and Slim, it just nothing works. It's like
No, Dana.
Certain people are placed.
Dana.
Certain people. There's too much mobilang in Trinidad and Tobago.
You could say, certain things don't work, but you cannot say nothing don't work.
Too much of mobilang.
You can't say nothing.
No, you can't.
Well, hey, back off me to you all, yeah. Remember I'm a Trini,
No, but
let me say,
the facts does not prove your statement correct.
All right, 75% of thing don't work. Then let me put it that
all right,
way.
that's fine. If you
75% of thing don't work, and that ain't good. 75%, too much mobilang, too much of nonsense down there.
Yeah.
And nothing, and
nonsense going on in Barbados, right?
Hello. We are not discussing Barbados. I could tell you about thing that is going on in Barbados, but I ain't gonna take it up on this program. I know a whole heap of things that's go on there, right? But you could get things done in Barbados. In Trinidad, you can't get your ID card. What causing that? What's causing that?
Let me ask a question.
Too much of mobilang.
I think the word is corruption.
Mobilang, bourgeois, corruption. Too much of mobilang. Too much of nonsense. Man worked for 31 years in the police service and can't get the pension. Tell me something is wrong?
What percentage of the police force is that?
Something wrong.
Police force? What
Hello,
percentage of
Anselm.
students
I
does that?
am not one of your students that you
No, but
want to go. I am telling you about one situation I know of, and one situation is too many.
But Diana,
It
so
is
then Diana, you know
too
what? You know
many.
what? If
The man
anything
served
happen in Trinidad, you go find one.
31 years, 31 years. The man gave of his life to the service of police in Trinidad and Tobago and can't get the pension. I
You know,
wanted the teachers get the pension yet. That we had on the show here. I think it's Jagasar. I wanted them get the pension yet. Huh? And what's causing that hiccup? What causing that hiccup? When the business places ain't paying the VAT into the government. There's a whole set of confusion and callaloo down there. Nothing don't work properly. Your ID card, your driver's license, nothing ain't working. They stop the school meals lunch with the children now. Come on. Look, Anselm, Trinidad and Tobago is a stressful place. I sometimes wonder, had I stayed there and become a senior citizen there, how I would have fared in Trinidad and Tobago. How
You
I would
know,
have fared.
you know,
I don't know.
you don't know. Many are very comfortable.
And I know which ones are. I know which ones are comfortable. All of them are waving the party card. But when you don't wave your party card, salt for you. Salt for you, and you're a Trinbagonian citizen. That is the problem there. Whomever is in power, you should take care of all your citizens. Why they have so many homeless people in Port of Spain? What's going on there? Why they have so many homeless? I have never seen so many homeless people in Port of Spain till now. What's going on there? And a society is known by the way you take care of your children and your elderly, your most vulnerable. And the most vulnerable, they suffer in the streets there, men, women, and children. Men, women are in the streets of Port of Spain. Come on, Anselm. And while we're at it, right? Although me and Anselm and Vexer, I just take my stance and hold it. While we're at it, I, Waveney Diana Benskin, could never say publicly that I support a party that causes so much suffering on the people. I can do it. If I had a party card for PNM, I'd have burned it on air. I would have burned it because I don't like what they're doing to the people. And then they're going to wait till election time come around to dangle a trinket in front of them. Hey, look what we doing. We fixing the road. Look what we doing. We going to knock down the building in Trumacac. Come on, taking the people for fool. Taking the people for fool. And I hope they wake up. Wake up. And don't let people come and dangle nothing in front of them. A trinket. Come on. They don't deserve, they not deserve it of more. You're supposed to stay in poverty. You have to get up and get. And you're patriotic. Patriotic, I go to the bank. Hey, I patriotic. I need a loan to start a business. They don't want to hear you. I could never say I support the PNM, and I will never say it. Never. And they had to give me no party card for that. Too much of suffering under them. There we go. Give me a cup of tea, please.
You know, it's interesting, right? Here's why it's interesting, because you know, I normally do a thought experiment in my class with the 9 times tables, and I'm going to say it again. 9 times 1 is 9, up to 9 times 9 is 81, and 9 times 10 is 91, right? And what happens is that I have 90% of the problems right, but the one I have, the one, all people concentrate on is the 1 or 10% that I have incorrect. You see, and that's part of the problem, right? Tommy, do you know how much murders they have in New Jersey, as an example? Do you know?
That is not public information, or it's not front burner information. You'll have to actually seek that data to get it.
Right.
So
do you know how much murders they have in New York, for example?
No, do you?
No, I don't. I don't know how much murders they have in New Jersey. I don't know how much murders they have in New York. You see, the part of the problem is this, right? We are so focusing. Listen, there are difficulties in Trinidad and Tobago, yes. And when I put up those things, is Trinidad and Tobago one of the 30 Caribbean countries more indebted to the IMF?
No, the answer is no.
No, right? Is Trinidad and Tobago one of the top developed countries or developing countries in the Caribbean?
No, they're number 6.
Yeah. So all these things, right? All these things. Let's go to Barbados. You don't think Barbados indebted to the IMF?
Absolutely.
Right?
Very much.
And Trinidad is not indebted to the IMF. Right? And you want to say all kind of thing about Trinidad and Tobago. What about Barbados? What about Barbados?
And I have the right to say, because I have not been inconvenienced by Barbados.
But Diana,
okay?
Diana, you see,
I personally...
talk, I just let you talk.
Well, go ahead.
You got to let me talk too.
Go ahead.
Right? When we speak about Trinidad, we talk about all the bad things happening in Trinidad and Tobago. And I'm going to say it over and over again. Things could be much better in Trinidad and Tobago. Much better.
And why aren't they?
Things could improve. But let me just make a quick comparison now.
Why aren't they?
On the one thing that happens bad, according to you, Diana.
What one thing?
Let me look at
Barbados
and look at the indebtedness. Look at the indebtedness of Barbados to the IMF and compare that to Trinidad and Tobago.
And look at the Bajan dollar to the Trinidad dollar. Let me go now. You want to go down that road? Let me go down the road now. Let me go down the safety element. You could go Barbados and feel safe. You can walk by Barbados and nobody ain't trying to kill you, rob you, trick you nowhere and pelt you over no cliff. Huh? You want me to go down the road? Okay. You're talking about Barbados. That my next home, you know. I ain't talking about we're not talking about negative. You yourself said it could be better. Why is it the way it is? Why is it Anselm? And we want it to get better. Why? Because you and I,
things could be better.
Even here in the United States,
when people listen to you, they believe that everything in Trinidad is bad.
Well, I ain't gonna say everything, but there are multiple things that are
nothing happening good. That's come out of your mouth. You
well,
said
I bet, hey, well, bring it forth and let me see now. And don't bring it to bamboozle the populace. Bring it and let it trickle all the way down to the poorest man in the street.
You want me to bring some good news for you? All right.
Bring it. You always bring anything. Right. I don't want what I know already. I want there's certain things, intricate things that need to be fixed. Safety of the population. That is tantamount right there. Okay? There are good things happening in Trinidad and Tobago, yeah, but the things that I want fixed, safety. People don't feel safe. Did you look at the Newsday article and see there's a big migration?
The running of the Regulated Industries Commission, or RI.
Say that again.
Did you look at the Newsday article where they say there's a mass exodus of people from Trinidad and Tobago because of the crime, high rising unemployment, etc.? Come on, it's in front page of the Newsday paper. I'm only repeating what they put.
You know there's a mass exodus from Nigeria too, right?
I don't live in Nigeria and I don't plan to go there. But Diana, I want
that is globally. That is not just Trinidad and Tobago.
I want Trinidad and Tobago to get better. I want it to go back on a track to get better. And you can't get better if you don't highlight the ills that are plaguing the nation.
That's not true. That's absolutely not true.
That you could say.
You
listen,
can't get better by highlighting.
Born there,
you have to get better by highlighting the ills of a place.
I know a Trinidad and Tobago that was paradise, that once was nice. I know a Trinidad and Tobago that once was nice. I live there. Okay, I work there. I walk home after work. I went party and walk home, and nobody ain't snatch me. I want that element to come back. That concerns me a lot. I want the human trafficking, alleged human trafficking to stop. I want all of that corrected. Warm the tea for me.
Okay, here we go. Listen to this. Nothing good in happening in Trinidad.
I know. Oh, Lord. Ooh.
The Rotary Club of Felicity Charleville distributed an estimated 60 wheelchairs to those in need at Ramps Logistics in Cunupia on Sunday. President of the club, Ramnarayan Rampasad, said this is the second wheelchair distribution in Trinidad for 2023.
To date, we are really happy and very fortunate to be able to improve lives by providing wheelchairs, particularly to those who are in need and who cannot afford a wheelchair.
To date, the club has distributed over 4,000 wheelchairs to underserved communities in Trinidad and Tobago and across the region to islands such as Barbados, St. Kitts, Guyana, and Antigua.
Nothing good happening. There's only bad things happening in Trinidad. Only
Hip,
murders.
hooray. And if I will donate a wheelchair myself. But hello. Okay, Anselm, you could harp on that all you want. We know what I'm talking about. There are things in Trinidad.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I tell you now. There are things in Trinidad and Tobago that need fixing, that the place will run properly.
You're starting to get right.
The things in Trinidad that need fixing, and they're intricate, and they're placed. The way it need fixing is where, like key positions and stuff. Too much of corruption and mobilang going on down there. I will tell you that. And anybody want to dispute me, go right ahead. Too much nonsense. You see, the things that are sent to me that ain't sent to you. I don't send it to you too. The things that I get things from people that are old as the hills. Okay, that help me to understand how Trinidad and Tobago shape and form now. All right, you think when 1 minute, Tommy, you think when Dr. Darius Figaro is in here, I don't take notes. You think when Hotoy Chan, I just take notes and I just compare, and I like to read. Trinidad and Tobago is not supposed to be where they are right now. No.
Anyway, there are a lot of things that are wrong and needs fixing, but there is hope.
Right away.
We cannot throw the baby with the bathwater, though.
They need fixing right away. And what you yourself said it. You yourself said it. The Prime Minister said what? To help the poor, the rich must get richer. Mm-hmm.
I totally agree. I totally agree.
Yeah, help the rich get richer and leave the poor man catching him nenen. And that's how you're going to fix the country.
I totally against that.
Right.
I totally against
that. It starts there. It starts there. If you cannot...
it doesn't start here. Those people that giving out those wheelchair, that's not the government.
All right.
That is not the government.
When you're done.
That is people in society giving wheelchair, giving people...
Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! And I want somebody contact me. I will sponsor one too. Things like that I like to do. Call me, I go give out one too.
But if they listen to you, they don't think those things are happening in Trinidad.
Anselm, it starts there. When you have a leader who says they can make the rich richer, keep help the rich to get richer so the poor can grab a few crumbs. Come on, Anselm. Come on. And I don't know. And for years you have these programs. And I am not against them programs, but what are they doing for the people? How are they getting them out of that poverty they're in? How are you getting them out? I want to see them doing good. I want to see society, everybody have a little piece of something going on. Something. Please. Can't go nowhere and get no loan to do nothing. Come on, Anselm. It can be better.
Okay, listen to this.
Remember I had to take a call, right?
You all know by now.
I told you I'll be back.
We have a new president. Her name is Christine Carla Kangaroo. She's our second lady president. I'd like to, before I read the letter that I wrote for you guys, I just want to thank former President Paula May Weeks, and I can't wait to see what she does with the rest of her life now that she's retired from being president. But anyway, this is the letter for President Kangaroo. This is the letter I wrote for her. Greetings, Your Excellency. Congratulations on becoming our new president. I looked at your inauguration today and I feel very proud and inspired to know that we have another lady president. During your speech, you said that 7 is your lucky number. 7 is a really important number to me too. I am 7 years old and I am an author with 7 books published. From your speech, you seem to really love our country and want to make it better. I'm really happy about that because that's another thing we have in common. I was very excited to hear you talk about book club and music events for your people. You already know that I am an author. I really love books. I think it's a great idea to have events like this at the President's house. I have a book club and a literacy foundation. Maybe we could work together sometime. President Kangaroo, I know this is your new job and you are extremely busy, but there is just one thing I really think you should know. Only children 10 and over qualify for awards. Did you know that? I don't think that's fair at all. Our national anthem says, "Here every creed and race find an equal place." That includes children under 10 like me. Many of us are doing amazing things and should at least be considered for national awards. That would motivate us to do even more amazing things. Don't you agree? Not that you're president, I really hope you can look into this injustice. Your young citizens are depending on you. I really hope you read my letter. Congrats on becoming our new president. I know it's a big job, but I hope you remember other important things like having fun. From me, Corin.
So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, listener, I just want to say that it just can't be that every time something comes up, it's only negative. It just can't be. It just can't. You know what I mean? If they say they have the dragon field, oh well, what are they gonna do with the money? Tell me one minute. Yeah, if they find gas, well, what are they gonna do with the money? Right? If they find oil, what are they gonna do with the oil money? Right? It just and I will be the first one to say there are difficulties in Trinidad and Tobago, but there are difficulties in many countries across the world. And they've been having more difficulties in Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, why you're comparing? Right? You know, there's a saying that you thought you had it bad, right? Because you didn't have no shoes. Then you see a man, then have no foot. It goes something like that, Tommy.
That's it.
Right? You think you had it bad, right? Because you had no shoes. And then you see a man who had no feet. Right? You have it bad? You have it bad?
Correct.
You really have it bad, right? It's bad for you. It's really bad. Look.
Listen, the thing is that we could keep looking at the glass half empty all the time. And what that would do is would put us in a funk where we wouldn't even want to wake up. You know what I mean? But if we look at the glass half full, it will encourage us and we'll be inspired to do better.
I am very sorry. There are a lot of difficulties in life. Families are having it difficult, Tommy. Right? People don't know where the next plate of food coming from. It is difficult. But you know what, Tommy? I want to wake up every day and feel that, boy, this day will be the greatest day ever.
Because it is, because you're alive.
Yes. I want to wake up and say, you know what, boy? Today is a great day. Great things are going to happen today. If I wake up and I'm telling myself, boy, you know, we have no food, we have no this, we have that, you know, and then when the commissioner of police talk about bringing God into it, oh God, they want to kick you out. And the same people, right? The first thing that those do is, please God, help me. Right?
Hmm.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Seriously. I don't know what to say.
Hypocritical. That's what
I don't
that
know what
is.
to say. Hypocritical, disingenuous, and deceitful.
That's right.
Right? And think about it there, Tommy. If their party was in power, it's a different song, eh? They're singing from a different hymn book, eh?
You see, but it don't matter who party in power. The attitude of the citizen will determine the attitude of the nation.
Tommy, Rajvi onto something, eh? Rajvi, you're onto something, eh? Rajvi says, WCYE, you hear about chat GPT? Tommy, I got to repeat that, eh? Right? It is on, as a matter of fact, it is artificial intelligence.
Right.
Chat GPT is something called artificial intelligence. Rajvi, that, Tommy, and as a matter of fact, I was talking to my friend from China today. Rajvi, we have some other things to talk about that too with Chat GPT, right? Yes, we did hear about it. Using live internet now. Now it's pressure, the truth will be told. Correct is right. Tommy, why? That artificial intelligence, you ask it, it could give you anything.
And they make an artificial woman too, I see.
Anything. Yeah. Chat GPT, anything. You ask it. You want a 500 word essay on ask it, in 2 Tuesdays deliver it for you.
Well, boy, it's only a matter of time, because the technology is there.
Rajvi, boy. Rajvi is
and
I
saw somewhere where I can't remember which state it is, but they're planning on using robot police to go on the front, and keep the humans behind. I said, okay, you know what it remind me of? What's that picture with Arnold Schwarzenegger? Terminator?
Mm.
From the time I see it, and the thing and then they have an artificial woman, and she can speak and she can. So pretty soon, we flesh thinking women with natural thinking brains are going to become redundant, because then they're going to want to make, right? And then the males may become redundant too. So let them keep going up. Let them keep pushing the button.
So the village twins, Vonnie and Albert. Vonnie says, Albert says, Vonnie, my friend in Tobago. Vonnie, my friend living in Tobago since 1970, said it's the worst he has seen the country.
Okay.
Which country you mean? Tobago or Trinidad?
Tobago.
Tobago, you talking about Tobago?
Tobago, right? It's the worst, right? Diana, Tobago is the worst?
I don't want to go there. They have problems, because I was observing and I was talking to certain people. They have problems because then too they're waiting on payment. They've got to wait on payment from Trinidad. So that's part of the problem. Well, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is the comment you had made. Tommy, you need to come lecture to them politicians. Quick listen to you, don't Anselm. He may consider himself a PNM, laugh out loud. But no one wants to hear him in FM 91.9. You think I care? You think I care? you think when I wake up on mornings and I go to Ceylon to have my breakfast, I just care whether them like me or they don't like me? I'm not in the likeness business, I am not in the likeness business. I speak truth to power. Because when I go to sleep, I just sleep good.
Me
very
too.
Comfortable. And when I wake up in the morning, I wake up and I'm ready. I want to go run 6, 7, 8 miles. Very, very good.
Well, I don't want to run no 6, 7 miles. I just want to go on the bicycle.
I don't need no justification or no pat in my back from them people and them. Right? They don't move my needle. I move my own needle. I don't need. And the good Lord, my wife, them, my children and them does move my needle. I go worry about what I'm saying on 91.9. Really? Really, Vonnie, why? The village twins, boy. Vonnie and Albert. Yeah. yeah. I could care about them. Like when I go to the I was to go to the gas station today. When I went to the gas station, I pulled out my credit card. I didn't see it said P&M in it, or it said 91.9 on it. I didn't see it say that. When it said that, then I will be worried. But other than that, I ain't worried. When you go in the gas station, your card will say UNC on it. When you're going away, and you have to use your credit card, does it say UNC on it? Eh? Or how about you, Albert? All right, the village twins, Albert and Vonnie. When all you have to travel, does all your cards say UNC on it? All your credit card? No, I'm just asking.
Mine's a Chase, British Airways, Waveney McDonald.
Oh, wait now. You also have your name on it?
Yep.
I thought yours would have NTA on it.
Mine have my name on it.
That's an evening to you, Judy.
Yeah. 2 more seats added in the UNCDP and I'm working local election. Who have eyes to see laugh out loud? I least say which one of them children no kangaroo before that voteless celebration, eh? Bunch of waste that time.
By the way, that little girl, she was supposed to come on the show one time, but something.
Excellent.
I absolutely adore her.
Excellent.
I absolutely adore her.
Good things happen in Trinidad.
I love her.
She hasn't been on the show before? Remember once?
Her mother and I are in touch, so I'll bring her on.
Watch now. Look, watch now. Before was Albert say Vonnie. Now Vonnie says Albert. Vonnie says, Albert, I come in with my family back in Canada. Trinidad going to explore.
Explore for what? Oil?
Explode. No, you mean explode.
Okay.
You mean explode, yeah.
All right. I was thinking it would literally explore.
Yeah, the 10%, I know. Highly. Nobody in the country knew kangaroo. What?
I've never been in politics for years and never do anything for the country. Now she president, she making promises.
What? Nobody know in the country no kangaroo? Really? You know, really and truly, yeah, we have to stop using the words for Trinidad and Tobago that nothing going to happen in the country. Nobody don't do this. You know, that don't happen. We have to just stop using those words. Nobody in the country.
Trinidad, everything 4% in Trinidad. The unemployment thing, good. The safety element, good. What else? The ease of doing business, good. To get foreign exchange, good. What else? All the help me now. Food prices, low, good. All the help me now. Everything good.
Compare food prices to food prices in the US. Compare it.
People that can plant, the food prices should not be that high. They should be able to plant more, produce local, and sell. But leave that alone now. So
yeah,
everything good. Everything good, Anselm. Everything. Gas price good.
No. But Diana. I have never said.
Gas price good.
No, Diana. I have never stated everything good in Trinidad. I've never stated that. You stated nothing good happening in Trinidad and Tobago. I have never stated that.
And I retracted my statement.
Okay, fine.
So what are you pounding me with that for?
No, but you're making a statement that I'm saying.
So I'm pointing out the things that are not good in Trinidad and Tobago.
I'll point out something that's good now. How about that?
Well, bring them now. The little girl there, that right. What else is good? We have a police commissioner. We have a police commissioner. Anselm, please. You're not dealing with your little students in your class, and you're not dealing with your jaded P&M voters, eh? But please don't put me there. You can't bamboozle me, eh? Remember always, I'm a Bajan first, eh? All right, good.
But I'm not trying to bamboozle you.
Don't try to bamboozle me.
I'm just
You
giving you
can't
facts.
bamboozle me. Look, I will mince you up like a look. All right, I'm not them PNM voters that you can go and, hey, look, here's a HDC house. 60 people out of how many thousands, 100,000s waiting for a house. 60 or 90 people get a house. That's a good thing. But how long they had to wait for the house? I know how they bring it as around the election they had going. Anselm, come on, Anselm.
Okay. Can we have a
Come
timeout?
on. Tommy, me good, you know. Don't get I'm saying I good, you know. Drinking peppermint tea and where in here? Dandelion tea and.
Anyway, Anselm, do you have the recording of what the Prime Minister's response to Pandey was?
No, I didn't get it. Let me see if I get it on my phone. Hold on. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see if my contact sent it to me. Hold on. Okay, no, the only one I have is there's no plot against the DPP.
So the PM said that Pandey must have had some drinks before he spoke.
Hold on. No plot against the DPP. Prime Minister. Yeah, the only one I have here, I didn't get that one. I listened to it, but I didn't get that one. Vonnie, if you have it, send it now so I could play it. Yeah, I don't have that one.
Yeah, well, there are a lot of things that need fixing. There are a lot of things that need fixing. We all agree on, but even though a lot is going to hell in a handbasket, there's still a lot of hope. As long as there's life, there's hope. And what we are trying to present is solutions. That's what we should be thinking on mostly. What are the solutions that we could present? Yes, some may be listened to and some may not be listened to, but let's hope that hopefully if we get 10% of what we say attended to, it'll be better than zero.
You see, all I say is this, right? All I say is that we are spiraling, into the abyss of all we think about is all the bad things happening in the country. I mean, I remember when I lived in Brooklyn, right? And I actually went to school in Bedford-Stuyvesant, right?
War zone.
Yeah, and people, I never, Tommy and Diana, I never really focused on how difficult it was to go to school in Bedford-Stuyvesant. My focus was to go to school, learn, go to track practice, come back home, eat, study, and do it again next day. If I was to focus on, because I live in Bedford-Stuyvesant, they used to call it do or die Bed-Stuy, right? I would have been, every day I would have been going and I'd be looking behind my back and I would be nervous and all kind of thing. Yes, it's difficult. Nobody say there's no difficulties. Of course, there's difficulties. But if I was to only focus on the difficulties alone, that's just not me. That's just not me.
But you're living under a system that gets things done. They got things and they got it cleaned up. When I first came here, and after I settled in and stuff, I got the chance to own another property in the South Bronx. But because those buildings were so shelled out and I didn't follow up on it. I could have owned a building for the dollar and get the loan and fix it up, and I didn't follow up on it. The South Bronx was horrible. Terrible. But now you can't find that nowhere because you have people that get them put things in place and make it work. And it worked. It worked itself out. But what is working itself out? What's working itself out in our birthplace? It's constant you know.
Well,
Everything.
we have to face the fact that these places were gentrified, and due to the gentrification, they were able to manage and bring it back to a decent state.
And right now you can't get nothing there, gentrification or not. It's all kind of people living in the South Bronx now. You can't find a place down there for the rent. Expensive as tail to
Look at
buy. You can't find it.
Bed-Stuy. Bed-Stuy is the same thing too. Bed-Stuy is now a beautiful place. People walking, all kinds of people walking all through the night, walking through Bed-Stuy. They
Because
couldn't do that. Couldn't
they
do that
commit.
45 years ago.
But they committed, but are they going to commit to it in Trinidad and Tobago, or are we going to continue down the same road that we are? And you yourself, Tommy said, it on the show that they had a chance to address it and turn it around, and they didn't. Whoever was in power, I don't know. Right?
Yeah,
Whoever was in power, I don't know. Right? Are they going to do that, or are they going to continue with the same, And so
guess what? These same people who are complaining, they know what to do. They have the power in their hands to help put things in place to change.
Let's
Instead
wait
of
and see.
complaining, they have the power to vote, and they as long as they're not bamboozled and they focus, they can get this thing straightened out and cleaned up and back on track.
But they need to hurry up then. That's all I say.
It's just there's just so much corruption, especially with the security services.
You see, you were talking something good, and then you had to include what's going on with the security services, right?
Judy says, my take on living in Trinidad, them alone feel the fire, them living there. However, it have the fortunate ones who live in decent lives.
What percentage?
Hailey says, Anselm is a garbage dump. He could live in a latrine because that is comfort for Anselm. Hailey, just so you know, I grew up with a latrine. So I have no problem living in a latrine. I grew up with 4 latrines in my yard. Let me tell you. 4 latrines I had in my yard. So me have no problem living in a latrine. I started going there about 6, 7 times a day. And don't talk if I take a purge, it's 10, 15 times for the day. So latrine ain't no problem. So don't worry yourself. And not only that, but the beatum was only about maybe a mile away from where I live. And you know, there had a place called the Mang. When the Mang bus, oh God. Tommy and Daniel, know about that?
I remember the Mang.
Yeah, when the Mang bus, latrine smell good. When the Mang bus, latrine smell good. I had about 5 latrine in my yard. And let me tell you, it was the most comfortable latrine you'll go into. Right? We had incense in there, right? We had nice thing to smell. What? We make that latrine the most comfortable latrine you could go and sit down in. Because you had to be there for a little bit.
That's where you've been, but where you are and where you're going is a different place today. So
no, but I mean, hey, listen, you don't forget your past, because your past, helps you with the future.
Right.
You understand? So highly, no problem at all. I understand what a latrine is. Hailey says only you and poorer Trinidadians saying it nice in Trinidad. And pauper Trinidadians saying it nice in Trinidad. What? 10% Hailey, what? Let me explain to you. When I say 90, there's 90% Hailey, and I use that from the experiment I do in my class with the 9 times table. They have 1 wrong, and the 1 wrong is 10%, and they have 90% right. So a lot of times, 90% of the time, Hailey have fantabulous, splendiferous contributions. And just 10% of the time, he does go off base. Right? So when I say 10% Hailey, it's just that is when he goes off base. Right? But it's all good. Right? Judy say all your joke, yes?
You're right, Judy. We joking.
Yeah. Vonnie say you can play good defense, Anselm. You'll defend a ball as a square.
Ooh,
No, that you know.
Vonnie is hit hard.
What's
Oh,
JBD?
jeez.
Might have JBD. What's JBD? Judy say might have JBD big on. What is that?
I'm not sure. JBD.
Yeah. Ali say, Anselm, you feel he is good with your boosting credit card. He said, yes. Oh, God.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a real good one.
Yeah, I want to tell you, the man is 10% and 90%. You cannot get upset with him for his 10%. That's why I could never get upset with him. You understand? I ain't getting upset with him. Judy says, Diana, you don't know P&M go pressure that for dollars. What pressure what? Good evening to you, Judy. Eileen says the Bible prophecy. Vonnie says the Bible prophecy we are seeing in front of our eyes.
Correct.
Which Bible prophecy is that?
All of them.
Trinidad Margot, welcome. Which ones, Tommy?
Well, which ones we're not seeing? There are events to satisfy most prophecies.
So Eileen says, Chat GBT has encryption for some information. Okay. But it's excellent though. That artificial intelligence is off the chat. Yeah. Eileen, you know, why do I have to explain this over and over? Eh? Why? Hailey says, go and live in Trinidad and stop your rant and rave. Why do I have to explain that over and over? I'm not explaining that again. I ain't going over that again. Hailey, I'm not going over that.
Pink Panther is in the chat.
Who's that, Pink Panther?
Yeah, he's in the chat.
Hailey says, talking about our shoes to people, 60 years of suffering in Trinidad under the P&M answer. 60 years of suffering? Tommy, we had 60 years of suffering in Trinidad?
I'm not sure, but I know I've been out of Trinidad for 51 years.
And we had 60 years of suffering. When you left Trinidad, we had massive suffering in Trinidad, right?
No.
When I left Trinidad in 1977, we had massive suffering, right?
Is that true?
No, it's not true. But I don't know. You see, Hailey and them, you see, Hailey have the spaghetti theory. You know what's the spaghetti theory, right?
Throw it up if it sticks.
Throw it up on the wall and see what will stick.
But Anselm, you always say that you went with which secondary school you went to first?
Diego Martin Junior Sec.
And then you went where?
Batavia Junior Sec.
And then you went where?
Tranquility Government Secondary.
Okay, how that happened? You always question how come you ended up there, right?
Yeah,
okay.
I question it.
No.
Because there's facts behind it.
It had corruption in common entrance since way back.
Correct is right.
And that affected my mother to the point where she wanted to leave, and she did leave and move up and take everybody out of Trinidad because she knew that she had no power or connections, and she didn't feel as though she was going to be able to do anything to help us. And she did what she had to do. But there was no massive suffering.
Tommy, my mother worked 10 days in Trinidad and Tobago to mind 5 kids. And we were not suffering in Trinidad and Tobago when I left in 1977. And here the 10% highly. And Tommy, this applies for you, this is for you too. Eh? So what all you leave Trinidad for, Anselm and Tommy? All you just talk crap. Why you leave Trinidad, Tommy? Why you run from Trinidad? Tell me why you run from Trinidad.
Because it's my parents who made a decision, not me. I was a child.
No, No, but Tommy, you should have stayed though.
I didn't have a choice.
No, but you should have told she you don't want to go.
No, I couldn't tell her. I didn't have a choice at that time. I was a
No,
minor.
no. Hailey not gonna agree with that. Hailey will be upset with you because you wanted to disobey your mother. You should have
I
disobeyed
was,
she.
I was a minor first to begin, and secondly, I believed what they believed, that there were opportunities elsewhere that I wouldn't be able to realize in Trinidad and Tobago.
No, I should have stayed in Trinidad too. Now, Diana, Mean Gene raised a very good point.
Good for him.
The U.S. economy, Diana, the U.S. economy is worse than TNT economy.
Very good.
Every 3 to 4 weeks, the U.S. raising interest rates.
Very good. and raising interest rates in the U.S. not going to affect the rest of the world. Okay, I don't talk.
Of course it does, Diana.
I don't
Come
talk.
on. People follow what happens in the United States of America.
Well, I don't talk.
No, but if you have pegged your dollar to the US dollar, it has an effect on those countries that have pegged their dollar to the US dollar.
Yeah,
it does have an effect.
But they say Iran and Saudi have become buddies. They're in bed together now.
Yeah.
China has brokered peace in the Middle East.
Yes.
And it can have a devastating effect on the US dollar.
Correct is right. Correct is right.
Anyway, it's only a matter of time before we see what happens.
Oh, Tommy, highly want to know why your parents run on leave.
Oh, Lord.
He'll have to ask them that, but in my opinion, they thought that there were better opportunities.
No, Tommy, they should have stayed where they was living?
Marabella.
They should have stayed in Marabella. Why they run and leave Trinidad? According to Hailey. Wait now. Where Hailey living? Hailey living in Canada?
Oh.
Where Hailey living?
Oh.
What they say the kettle calling the what? The pot calling the kettle what? Where Hailey living? Hailey, where do you reside now? I know you was in Alaska recently. Yeah. I know you was in Alaska recently. Where you living now?
Mississauga.
Mississauga? No. I thought that was Albert. Where Hailey living? Hailey, tell the people, inquiring minds want to know where you live. As a matter of fact, the leader of the PEP party wants to know where you living.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
The leader of the PEP.
He tell you to drink water and mind your business.
But he minding the business. I want to know. The leader of the PEP party wants to know. He wants to know where all of the supporters live, and he wants to know where you live, Hailey. And Hailey telling people,
mind your business.
You see, Hailey telling people about they run from Trinidad, and he living in Mississauga. Hailey go back home and live now, and Hailey want to tell me why I don't go back home and live. Hailey, the sense not sensing, eh? Sorry. Eh? Drink water and mind your business.
Yep.
Okay. Hailey. And Hailey, Rennie asks you that, not me, eh? Let me make sure I put it up there. Rennie asks the question. Let me put up Rennie's question here. Rennie asks the question. Listen. Oh, Hailey.
Yes.
Ready, a good boy. Eh? Where you living? Eh? Where you living? Everybody know I live in. Well, they say I live in New York. I don't live in New York.
No, they say you live in a basement. Come on.
Oh yeah. That's living in a basement. Thanks, Diana. I live in a basement. Yeah. Trinidad Margo said not nice comments. Let's stay tolerant of each other. Nah, man. Sometimes it's peacock, man.
Ronnie says he intends on visiting New York soon. So Anselm, he wants to spend a week between you and Tommy and yourself. So what happened, Vonnie? You don't want to come and spend time by me and Stormy? What's going on here?
Hey, what airport you coming in? I'll come and pick you up, man. I will carry you down by I'll carry you down on Wall Street. I will take it to the New York Stock Exchange. I will take it to 9/11.
Vonnie don't want to come and spend time by me? That's all right.
No.
Oh, it's a male thing. You're racial like that.
No,
Okay.
no. You afraid Stormy?
Mm.
Yeah, you afraid Stormy. So now President Christine Kangaloo made a statement regarding PAN, right? And there is a follow-up with regards to President Christine Kangaloo, right? When we come back, we're going to address that for you. Stick on States, in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Come to every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. We'll be right back after.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Always they harassing me to go into politics by joining a big party. But I told her no sorry, I never went QRC, and I don't like it, so politics is not for me. I don't know how to lie, and I can't mama guy. I can't make big time speech and then contradict what I preach. I don't like corruption or to cause frustration. I can't live by exploiting the smaller man. I am not a socialist, I am not a communist, I don't own a big business, I am no capitalist, I have too much dignity, indulging hysterics, that is why I'm afraid, tell them I'm afraid, I'm really afraid, politics, yeah. Tell me what I'm afraid. For me, I cannot make that life is too hard to take. My heart is simply too soft, and I cannot be a fake. You need someone big and bad. You need someone mean and hard. You need someone rough for politics in Trinidad. I don't know how to grab, how to give people shove, how to juggle the facts, how to kill poor people with tanks. I can't watch the unfed, destitute without bed, and pretend I have greater problems ahead. I am not an atheist, I am not an anarchist, I am not a royalist, I am no colonialist. I have too much common sense to wallow in rhetorics. That is why I'm afraid, I'm really afraid. Politics, yeah. I cannot stand up and quote everything that Karl Marx wrote, or make empty promises to capture the common vote. I cannot breed violence and view it with indifference to cool the masses and insult their intelligence. I don't know how to wheel or go back on a deal. I don't know how to shape senseless bureaucratic red tape. I cannot agitate, I cannot dominate. I'm too straight to dictate, comes like what not an extremist. I am not an egotist. I am not a pragmatist. I am not an idealist. I have too much self-respect to rank with the fanatics. That is why I'm afraid. Tell them I'm afraid. I say afraid. I'm really afraid. Politics. Ah, yeah. Give it. I am not a communist. I do own a big business. I am no capitalist. I have too much dignity to indulge in hysterics. That is why I'm afraid. 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 I'm really afraid. Politics.
Actually, JJ, I think most people have mischaracterized the true cost of corruption. I don't think the true cost of corruption, rather, let me say it differently. I don't think the most expensive line item in the cost of corruption, right, is what it's done to the economy. I think it's what it's done to sentiment and what it does to talent. In other words, when you corrupt a system, those less deserving get opportunities to which they are not deserving. Entitled. The problem is that those who are deserving pick up a little green document called a passport. They get on a plane and go elsewhere. And they leave. Now, there are some people watching this who go, no, they must go. Let me tell you why that is the dumbest, most nonsensical thing I've ever heard people say. When you say, JJ must go, JJ is born in South Africa. The South African state educates him for 18 years to get his matric. Then, that same South African economy has built institutions of education. Let's assume JJ gets a master's. It's another 5-6 years of it. 24 years invested, and you're going to say he must just go.
Yeah.
Like,
because you're just flushing that investment down the drain.
And so, what's happened now, if it's not the semigration to the Western Cape, that's a separate conversation altogether. It's the proper immigration. The number of South Africans who have sat in this chair living in Canada today would alarm you. The number who've moved to Australia would alarm you. The number I bump into, or neighbors of mine in the Middle East, will alarm you, right? Because what talent does, when you distort this thing about effort versus reward, is talent goes where it will be rewarded.
My goodness.
It doesn't have to put up with the nonsense. It gets on a plane and it leaves. Now.
The director says going overseas.
That's on my own. But I think the point is this: the degradation is slow, right? So you don't feel it immediately. But trust me, let me end it by saying this. If you looked at the top 100 investment bankers in Wall Street today, you'd find a healthy percentage of them are Nigerians. The top brain surgeons in the world today, healthy percentage of them Nigerians. The top investment banking lawyers in the world today, healthy percentage of them Nigerians. What does that tell you? How is it that Nigeria is struggling with the issues it's struggling with, but some of the smartest people in the world are Nigerians? And then you look at where you'll find those Nigerians, and typically it's not in Nigeria. It means you've got this incredible base of talent whose skills, competence, and abilities are being harvested by another economy and not their.
We are back with you. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM.
That's brain drain.
Thank you very much. And that is what we are. That's what we have as part of the problem in Trinidad and Tobago. And you see, it's not a problem of just Trinidad and Tobago. India too, you know.
Of course.
India is the same thing, you know. Some of the same things are happening. This is things happening all across the world. Because
in some instances, it's encouraged, because we have to realize that India made an effort to develop a strong IT workforce.
Correct. We had consultants at the New York Stock Exchange. A lot of them were from India. And as soon as I see them, I hear from India, first thing I used to tell them, I say, no, Brian Lara is the best cricketer in the world. They start to laugh right away. Because it needs to be Brian Lara versus Sachin Tendulkar, right? They started to laugh right away. So that's happening all across. But listen, President Kangaloo made a statement. And people are like, oh, she's a figurehead or this. Listen to this.
The steel pan-yard model is one that still works. It's a model that it's proven, it's unique to Trinidad and Tobago in terms of what we've done with working with at-risk youth.
BP Renegades President Colin Graves speaking with TV6 News at the Steel Band's Pan-Yard on Wednesday as we sought the perspective of the 2023 Panorama winners about a key announcement made by President Christine Kangaloo in her inaugural speech on Monday.
On hearing Her Excellency Christine Kangaloo refer to the Pan-Yard model as being one, very positive, and two, being an example of what the rest of Trinidad and Tobago can aspire to and work with in order in terms of improving community relations and the country as a whole. It was very heartwarming. It was finally, I went on my social media and I said, the president gets it.
President Kangaloo said she plans to advocate for the adoption in our communities of year-round youth delinquency prevention programs like the Pan-Yard model.
It's no secret that here at BP Renegades, we have a youth band that is 23 or 24 years old that has had great success in working with young people, and we've seen how it has kept them off of the streets, kept them away from crime, it has kept them out of trouble. Many of them come from troubled backgrounds and from families that have a lot of problematic situations, but they've come to the band and we've taken them under our wings and we've nurtured them, and that model is one that really can be duplicated into wider society.
So how can this be accomplished? Mr. Graves said it is a multifaceted approach that includes the senior members of the band instilling the right values to the younger members.
I could pick an example of the Lopez family, where you have a grandmother, grandson, son, great-grandson, great-great-grandson, great-great-great-grandson, multiple generations all being part of Renegades, and have passed through the band and has taken the learnings and the education and the culture and the protocols of how we do things and applied it to their regular lives.
BP Renegades is located next to a base of the Interagency Task Force, or IATF, which is comprised of members of the Police Service and the Defense Force. Another large steel band with Co-Desperados Steel Orchestra decided to move out of their original home in Laventille in 2015. So does the Pan-Yard model always work? If there are certain issues outside of the Pan-Yard that really may be a lot more difficult to deal with, not just for the steel band, but for law enforcement or any other aspect of the government structure?
Yeah, I think it's important to note that, the model, of course, is not magic. The model, of course, requires participation from a wider stakeholder group. And, of course, the model needs the support of many other facets in order to be successful. So as you would have mentioned, things like dealing with crime, that's why our relationship with the IATF is very important, and having the police be a part of what we do. Community engagement, having the members of the community understand and know these are the members of the band.
The government has provided Desperados with a new home on Nelson Street in Port of Spain at a cost of $14 million.
So yes, the model has found great success. There are some examples of where there have been challenges, and some bands have had to move to suit, but even bands that have moved out of the community, they still manage to have that community support, even though they no longer reside within the space for safety reasons, spatial challenges, and all sorts of other resource challenges that go with that.
Mr. Graves said the Pan-Yard model also involves corporate sponsors such as BP and the wider community.
For this year, as the Steel Pan champions, also as we're celebrating our 75th anniversary, we have an entire calendar of activities. And one such event we would love to engage with Her Excellency is a Mother's Day concert. We want to have a free Mother's Day concert, and we think the use of the bandstand outside President's House would be a fantastic location.
In her inaugural address, President Kangaloo said that she would like to see President's House and its grounds serve the public by becoming a cradle for intellectual, cultural and artistic exploration among the nation's youth. Jewel Brown, TV6 News.
So they have already picked up the mantle from what the President Christine Kangaloo have said, because it makes sense. You see? And, that's why I believe that she deserved the opportunity to show that she's going to be impartial as a president and she's going to do what's best for the country. But people don't want to hear that. All they want to hear is that, oh, she's a PNM and she's in the PNM pocket and she's going to be a rubber stamp PNM and all kind of things. But listen to this. Listen to this one. Let me play this for you.
And function of the president.
A lot of times people
and function of the president.
A lot of times people just feel the president is a rubber stamp, a figurehead, something of, cosmetic value and could easily be removed. So I think what we need to do, and I'm glad that the president mentioned that in her speech, we need to start off with the primary schools, try to educate the next generation, the present generation, about what is the role of the president, what is the meaning of having that position in our country.
He explains what the president's function is
Someone to ensure that those three bodies, the executive, judicial, and the legislature, that they are separate. The president has an important role to ensure, that these three important bodies, are not just separate, but that there is no sort of influence, unjust, undue influence. And I also, should mention that the president has a very important role in being a mediator, which we have seen in the past. Remember when we had that 1818 tie in elections between the UNC and the PNM, and the president, A.N.R. Robinson, had to intervene.
Dr. Tilak Singh also shares his view on the absence of UNC parliamentarians at the inauguration ceremony.
That was one of the negative aspects of yesterday's event. It's a form of resistance. It's a form that we are accustomed to, that the opposition party would display. Sometimes in parliament they have a walkout or a no-vote campaign. So it's a form of resistance that is part of a democracy. They are allowed to do that. Protesting is a form of protest. So that the opposition has that freedom to do that, but the opposition also have to be aware that the office of the president has to be respected.
He notes that both primary and secondary school children were present at this very important event and says it would have been good to see the entire parliament come out in support of the president. Nicole M. Romani, TV6 News.
And that's part of the point, in that, people, in certain situations, you gotta put country before anything else, and lick your wounds and do what's best for the country and the people of the country. Yeah?
Yeah. But,
and he says, Nigeria, smartest people in the world, so God make the rest of the world dance, Anselm. Only you could find that to show, prove you is a PNM.
Oh, Lord. Oi. Hitting your hard, Anselm.
No, I come on. This is what the man speak is truth to power. Right? So if I'm speaking truth to power, right? You see, the man talks about corruption, and he talks about a brain drain, and he used Nigeria as an example. And he's from South Africa, He's South African. Yeah? And you see, we have BP renegades now coming out and supporting what the president said. Right? So it's a start in the right direction, correct?
But I want to know how long it took, why it took so long before that was recognized, and that has been there for so long. The use of the steel band for developing the youth has been a tool that has been used I myself have used it, and I know that it works. There's no question about it.
But Tommy, you know what it is? I just think that there are many things in Trinidad and Tobago we are very slow to put in place. You know, it takes years before. Look at solar, right? Look how long people been telling Trinidad about solar. Barbados started solar before Trinidad and Tobago, right? It was a long time.
I think it's that Trinidad has the resources to do these things.
Correct is right. But you see, we have to have the politicians who have the testicular fortitude to do it. And we keep electing, re-electing, and selecting and electing the same people over and over and over. And many of them don't have the testicular fortitude to do these things. Right? We change and we just get exchange.
I could imagine what happens right now or what could happen with Carnival. They could replace all those diesel generators with solar generators, because the diesel spews all this pollution and bad smell. While you're on the road, you're smelling these fumes. I wonder when they would, or if any of them have thought about it.
Tommy, I think they have thought about it, but I think what happened is that now I'm guessing here is that the right person wasn't going to be the right person getting the solar contract.
Oh, okay.
So I can't implement something if the right person not getting it. Now, think about it, Tommy. We talked about what's going on in Port of Spain. The Workers' Bank building, you know they're going to tear down that building, right?
Right.
So something, I mean, even though it's not the Lavantil to Wall Street Empowerment Center, something is going to happen there, right?
Obviously.
Something, and we hope it's something good for the community. Or at least, even if they tear down the building and nothing sits there for a while, the mental health has improved. Because that building been sitting there abandoned for over 20-something years. And Eugene Julian knows that building very well. Because he used to go in that building at one point in time. You understand? That's just removing the building is a massive improvement for the people of Duncan Street and environs.
But they're going to transform that whole area.
Yeah. It's unfortunate who are they going to use to transform the area, but...
Hey, gentrification is a reality.
Yeah, gentrification is a reality, yeah? And you know, gentrification don't go the same way it was before.
No.
Right?
It's usually displacement and replacement.
Correct is right. You see? And...
Were they going to put the Venezuelans up there then?
No, Venezuelans.
What do you think? You know something that we don't know, Diana?
Yeah?
Put the Venice up there. The hills are alive.
So we have stuff about a person who I have called a transformational leader, and okay, we have stuff about two of them, right? We have stuff about the THA chief, and we have stuff about Diana, good friend, the PDP political leader.
That's not my good friend. Hey, don't put words in my mouth.
Diana, when you go invite him back,
if you say Farley is my good friend, yeah, but then I go invite who? The man that tell me he's not interested. Hey, you got but one time to diss Diana. I done with you now. Okay.
Done with him already?
I done with you. Yeah, one time to diss me.
We just start with them.
Hello. I don't have patience. I don't have the patience.
All right.
All right. Here is THA Chief Farley in Jamaica. Brilliant idea.
Well, UTEC is actually the Caribbean region's foremost institution for architectural engineering, urban planning, regional planning, rural development planning. UTEC is one of our foremost institutions in terms of technical vocational training within the Caribbean region. And in fact, in some of their programs, they are the only licensed educational institution in the Caribbean region doing it. And given where we want to position Tobago, what we want to do in terms of the redevelopment of Scarborough, development in terms of our housing stock, rural development, issues with climate resiliency, sustainable building development, sustainable infrastructural development, we felt like UTEC is the best institution for us to partner with. This partnership is for technical assistance. This partnership is so that we can provide continuous training for our members of staff, in particular our engineers, many of whom have not been in the classroom for a while, to be updated with modern theories and have access to that sort of continuous education and learning so that it will now impact their craft and will help them have an appreciation for modern solutions to some of the age-old problems that we have. We also have a handful of Tobago students who are present here at UTEC, all doing programs that will require support of the THA. And so this is about having a partnership beyond just sending students here, but it's a partnership that will impact actual development in Tobago, the physical development of the island of Tobago, and having access to that sort of technical assistance that is not resident on the island, and having it through the Caribbean region's foremost tertiary institution for this kind of education.
Initially, I was very excited to hear the Chief Secretary. It was a proud moment coming to, my campus. And I feel better, honestly, after the talk, because he didn't just address the issues, but he also spoke to our dreams and ambitions.
He gave a lot of really good advice, especially as it relates to what to do after university with the specific programs that we were in at the moment. That was very valuable.
So he cares about us as Tobagonians. Yes, we may be far, but we are all, as we said, related. And I'm glad how he asked us what our concerns were, and he promised to address those concerns.
I have faith that the issues that we had and the concerns, I believe they will be met.
There you have it.
Man working.
Transformational leader, boy. Transformational leader, boy. Yeah.
He owes us a visit too.
Yeah. He owes a visit. You go fix up, man. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
The man going all the way to UTEC, and UTEC have a very good track team too, They just come to Penwheelers and lick and mash up the place, Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
But let's go from one transformational leader to our next, right? And this happened today. And sometimes when you're doing a live, sometimes you should mute the live, especially when you call people names. You know what I mean? And tell people you ain't doing certain things. It is, so you going on a interview and you tell any man you ain't taking no calls, or let's take a listen. Take a listen. Hold on.
This morning. So guys, keep it locked to the Street 919 FM.
don't go a place.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the
That's right,
management of the
yeah.
Street 919 FM. The weekend.
Right. On the street. I don't know if it is. Don't want to take calls or.
Nah, I ain't taking no calls. I mean, remember too, people here, it's a certain kind of conversations when I take place on this station.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and I'm not going down into that. I don't to prove to somebody's pay them party hacks out there that think to themselves that they have a direct responsibility to keep water spade in servitude. Yeah. They could call in after and talk. Well, I have no time for that.
Because I know that
and we are custom.
So you going on a program and you telling people you ain't taking no calls. And you're calling them party hacks. Isn't some of them party hacks you go vote for you in Port of Spain? Huh? How you go convert people that you want to vote for you and you calling them party hacks and you ain't taking no calls? And I surprised that fella. The fella allowed that. Well, maybe he paid for the hour too, eh? You know, when you pay for your hour, you could do as you please. You know, but I shock. I shock you see that. Hey Diana, look your real your first one before highly take over from him. Richard Ramrup, eh? Richard Ramrup is back. Richard, how you going, partner?
Good for Richard.
Come say hello to Diana.
Good for Richard.
Yeah. If good for him. So we have there Farley showing the people that he's thinking outside the box, right? And he's doing things to improve the lives of people in Tobago. Yeah. Oh, okay. Diana, Richard say you're vexed with him.
Yeah, good. I'm vexed. And don't get me mad. I just vexed.
Yeah. Richard said, Diana, Richard was your first love.
I don't get me vexed. I'm only vexed with you, eh? So don't mash my corner and get me mad. Good.
Yeah. But how highly just come and take over just so? Huh?
Highly or Rennie.
Tommy, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Rennie.
I don't know who Rennie take over. I don't know who he in charge in his mind.
Yeah, how Dr. Love come and just take over just so.
The man bring leather suit for you, you wouldn't wear it.
Yeah. The man bring all kind of things for you. Richard didn't bring nothing for you, right? And then he come
None
back.
of them bring that. Richard's supposed to bring fig so long he catch any tail to grow some fig. And I go wait on he, please.
When he offer the leather suit.
Why we ain't let in the summer for, please?
But
that
no,
ain't comfortable.
When somebody offer you something, it's good to if it's something.
I don't want no leather suit, Rennie. Keep your leather suit. Give it to Nadia.
And he with a whip too.
That's why you need to give it to Nadia.
Yeah, you see, look. Richard Ramrup say he bring love. Look, it's Diana, I don't know why you being like that, you know. Seriously.
Oh, Richard, Richard can't bring a fig. He can bring love. So long I waited on him fig from me since last year, and he bring not one fig yet. I went to Trinidad 3-4 times already. I still ain't get no fig.
You didn't tell him he was in Trinidad?
I did get what's his name? Alistair cater a lunch for me.
Yeah.
A luncheon. I had a small luncheon.
Next time you're in Trinidad, I will tell Rennie and Richard you're in Trinidad. Right? Is that okay?
I waited on fig from Richard.
Could I tell Rennie and Richard next time you're in Trinidad?
I don't want you to tell anybody my location. I'm good enough.
But that's what I'm asking you.
I'm good. I don't know where I am. Come bothering me. I'm good.
No, they ain't come bothering. They just come look for you.
Yeah, I'm Barbados now. I'm good.
St. Catherine's.
Never mind where I am.
Okay. All right. So, folks, you know, people are. It seemed day in day out that we seem to have lost all hope in Trinidad and Tobago. And it is my belief that sometimes things either get bad or worse before it gets better. Tommy and Diana, you agree or you disagree?
Things have to get what? Bad.
Worse before it gets better.
Well, when it goes to the bottom, it's only one way to get, to go after that when it bottoms out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You remember
So
when Brooklyn was bad, man? When New York was bad?
I always remember that. I'll never forget that.
And the Bronx.
Yeah. It was bad, man. Bad. All you
New
say
York as a whole, Harlem, Bronx, and Brooklyn.
Everywhere. Yep.
Yeah, it was all you say about how bad it was, it was. And it takes, even there was a lot of racial profiling involved in it, right? It took a mayor
Koch.
come in. No, it wasn't Koch, it was Giuliani.
Koch was part of it too. It started with Koch.
It started with David Dinkins, actually.
Dinkins's program is what changed everything.
Yeah,
because it took time for it to kick in.
Yeah,
Giuliani took credit for Dinkins' work.
His story tells us it started with David Dinkins.
Dinkins who started the Safe Street, Safe City.
Yeah. And Giuliani basically, he may have tweaked it a little bit, and he ran with it.
He rode Dinkins bandwagon.
New York, man, and New York has never been the same since. It has never been like that. You know, every once in a year there's little, things happening here and there, but it is. So if that can happen in New York, and what is the population of New York? The population of New York is like what?
10 million.
Yeah. About 9 to 10 million, right? If that could happen in New York, and there's 10 million, why can't it happen in Trinidad and Tobago with only 1.4 million?
Leadership.
Yeah?
Leadership.
Okay, so the people in Trinidad and Tobago, right? Yeah, Capiza says, life under the... Wait now. Was Capiza first sentence at PNM in it tonight? I didn't check it. Yeah. I think of that PNM in it. Because I just want to make sure that Capiza is being consistent in his behavior. Oh, here it is. Here it is right here. Capiza. 1% coming for Laventil. You believe that?
Yeah, with location, yeah.
Yeah, but
they're gonna find a way to gentrify it and take it over.
But just going back to the Safe Streets, Safe Cities, just the mere idea that it took the majority of police or a large percentage of the police out of cars and had them walk in the streets made a major difference in New York City.
And Tommy, look how simple that was. That was very simple, you know. I mean, you used to see a police nearly every block, Every block. You had 24/7.
What we call maxis in Trinidad, they used to come in maxis.
Yes, they used to come in them Ford vans, man.
Yeah, then drop them off and
drop them off.
Location, and they'll just be walking.
Yep.
And trying
then when the shift change, they come back again.
They come back and bring a different crew and just shift them.
That is it.
And the thing is, while they were walking, they were trying to engage everybody they meet along the way and try to be user-friendly, so to speak.
And how many police we have? How many police we have in New York? About the force is about 10,000. Let me see.
Let me Google it.
Yeah.
Ed Koch was instrumental in cleaning up was it Times Square, and
Yeah.
that's a major money hub. The all
Yep.
Broadway theaters and all that. It started there. That's why I said it started with him. So with the money they got through that program, they were able to continue with other stuff. What's that? What highly put there? What? If when I went Trinidad, if I did what? Look for who? How can you look for a ghost, highly?
They have 35,000 sworn officers in New York City. That's what they're saying. 35,000.
Actually, the population of New York City is 8.4 million
Okay.
as of 2021. Los Angeles, 3.8 million. Chicago, 2.69 million.
Right. So, and Chicago have done a lot of things to clean up crime in that state too.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
But the other day when I went to Chicago, everybody told me, I have a cousin that stalks me whenever I travel. Where I was on what? Where was I staying on? Michigan Drive, Michigan Avenue, where all the fancy hotels are and stuff. I I felt relatively safe. I kept my eyes open, huh? But I don't know, maybe it's on the inside up or the southern side.
Capiza. Everybody used to do that long ago when you first go to the US.
I of course. I mean, if you in the US and you know about 42nd Street, if you go to a peep show when you was a teenager,
You do nothing. You have done nothing.
I remember some kids come from where boy, some parts of the United States of America, and they knew nothing about New York. All they know that they want to go 42nd Street to a peep show.
But I went to school on 42nd Street when I came here, and there was peep show, and I didn't want to go.
No,
girls didn't go to that. It's guys.
Oh, okay.
Guys.
Well, yeah, I'm like, ew. When the person explained it to me what they do, I'm like, who wants to go look at that, please?
Nah, it wasn't.
You're a teenager, you gotta realize you're a teenager.
Y'all wired differently. I don't know.
Teenage boys all wanted to
Yeah,
go
y'all wired differently.
see
Your
what's going
brain,
on.
yeah, one circuit that going from there to there, and that's it. Ugh.
But you gotta hear this. My father is actually who took me to the peep show.
I'm telling you, men that wired differently. One wire that wired from there to there. That's it for all you. Ugh.
Yeah, I when you go to university and people come from different places. Yeah?
Ah.
So I'm trying to look for
Highly, if you want to go look for him, I could give you his address, but I don't know where I could go see a ghost to send you. I could find out where the ghost is and send you to let you go see him. But I really don't want to see no ghost. All right?
okay, the 20 worst gang cities in the US. Right? 20.
New York, Chicago,
Yeah, it might be let me see.
Detroit, Compton.
Huh?
Compton.
I'll tell you who's number 1. Buffalo is number 8, Memphis 7, Washington 6,
Baltimore.
Oakland 5, San Bernardino 4, Atlanta 3, Detroit 2, and Los Angeles 1. Los Angeles has the worst gangs in the United States of America. Los Angeles 1, Detroit 2, Atlanta 3, San Bernardino, Oakland, Washington, Memphis, Buffalo. What? Buffalo are gangs? Stockton, California. New York is 10. St. Louis is 11. Albuquerque is 12. Philadelphia is 13. Kansas City is 14. I'm surprised Chicago is not there. 15. Baltimore. Little Rock, Arkansas is 16. Rochester is 17. Birmingham is 18. Cleveland is 19. And Hartford is 20. Wow. You would think Chicago would be on this, right? Right? Let's take a look at the worst gang cities in America. And this is a report that was put out.
Well, I'm looking at the 20 cities with the highest violent crimes of number of incidents per 100,000 people are St. Louis, Detroit, Baltimore, Memphis, Little Rock, Milwaukee, Rockford, Illinois, Cleveland, Ohio, Stockton, California, Albuquerque, New Mexico, Springfield, Missouri, Indianapolis, Indiana, Oakland, California, San Bernardino, Anchorage, Nashville, Lansing, Michigan, New Orleans, Minneapolis, and Chicago, number 20.
No New Jersey cities are in there, which is quite good.
Newark, yeah. I was looking at. I was thinking Newark would be up in there, but
what about New York? No New York. No New York.
Newark get cleaned up, boy.
Cleaned up really nicely.
Newark get cleaned up, boy. Clean up.
Yeah, boy.
Boy, clean up. See, that's what I'm telling. That's what I'm telling people. You have to have hope, man. I mean,
but it depends. It depends on the leadership.
But Diana, all I'm saying is that there is hope.
20 more days.
There is hope. Remember in Newark, Tommy?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I lived in Newark, man.
That's right.
You know,
I had a cousin who used to take me over there, and he said, "Don't ever come over here by yourself." I'm like, "Why?"
Yeah, and it's funny, right? When I lived in Vailsburg, they never used to want to call Vailsburg Newark.
I went to a show the other day, and I went to a hotel. Yeah, we had some noisy people in the hotel, but then I walked over to the venue.
Right.
2 shows I went to, and I felt relatively safe.
It's my city.
Relatively safe.
This report was done by Money Inc., and the report was March 19, 2023. The 20 worst gang cities in the U.S.
At least he only going to Trinidad when Pep is in government. Because he knows.
Eiley, Diana. Eiley says, Anselm, when you say worse, how is that data gathered? From what they get the data?
No, they pull it out the sky. They pull it out the sky highly.
I guess they prefer to police reports and all them.
Wait again, Tommy.
You just look up in the sky and pull it out. How do you think it's a fly-by-night situation here you're dealing with?
Yeah. So Lena, Money Incorporated, which is a prestigious organization, right? They have and you know what they say? We like to Google. We do like to Google. If it's one thing, we do like to Google here in the village, right?
Because a lot of the data is public information.
Yeah, 20 worst gang cities in the US. Right? So all we're trying to do is to give information, highly. That is all. So every day there's gang killing in New York. Doesn't that mean to say New York City is the highest for gang killing every day? They're covering up crimes in New York. Okay.
Well, whatever.
Whatever. You know what? They're covering up crimes in Newark too, because Newark not on the list. If you ask people, right, people will think that Newark would be on that list, right, Tommy?
Newark has cleaned up tremendously.
Or Newark clean up too bad, boy. Oh, good. Newark real clean up. Yeah, and let me tell you all of this, right? Seton University is in South Orange, is right next to Newark. Now, they used to tell us when we came to school, they said, when you come out the school front gate, do not go to your right, just go to your left. Because if you go to your left, you're going into South Orange and Livingston and, you're going into the suburbs. But if you go to your right, maybe quarter mile down the street is Newark.
You could have gone straight ahead on Center Street.
Right, go South Center. So they don't even want you to go right. Because if you go right, you could go South Center Street, you could go to Orange, East Orange, or you could go to Newark. They tell you don't go right. Just go left. And knowing me, they're like, don't go right. I'm like,
but hey, look at this answer. Here's a look at the violent crime severity index for some cities in Canada. Thunder Bay, Red Deer, Winnipeg, Regina, Greater Sudbury, Saskatoon, Lethbridge, not Saskatchewan, Saskatoon, Lethbridge, Kelowna, Edmonton, Moncton, Surrey, Calgary, Montreal, Vancouver, and Toronto.
But and that proved my point, right? My point is that, right, we can't look these things in silos, because we got to, when we look at these things, I mean, the world is a bad place today, man.
Period.
Look at we had in this country, right? We had Silicon Valley Bank and we had Signature Bank collapse, billions of dollars, billions, right?
Because they were tied to the digital thing. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only bank failure I think we had in Trinidad was Clico Bank, right? But the government bailed them out.
Mm-hmm.
You see, you really cannot allow big business to fail as a government. That doesn't send a good message. Then there'll be basically a banking crisis and there could be a run on these banks, all banks. And that's the last thing you want in your country. For people that want to go to money.
Avoiding bad neighborhoods in Barbados. Guess where one of the places you have to avoid?
St. Catherine's.
No, you're slow, you blow.
Nelson Street.
Yes.
Okay.
Crab Hill, Nelson Street, and Wellington Street.
Yeah. Right. So Diana, when people say Trinidad, travel advisory, and you have to avoid these areas. There are travel advisory for many countries.
Yep.
Across the world, travel advisories.
But they don't put out, But the way they put it out on Trinidad, man, be like, oh Jesus, Lord, Father, I need to go in there packing, boy.
No, I think that what, boy? The World Indoor Masters Championship is in Poland, boy. I had to look at some of them results. Why should I be in Poland then? Yeah, my 63-year-old partner running that,
Are you a master golfer?
No, this is track and field. Master golfer?
I find golf to be boring.
No, I like golf. Golf is a good sport.
Yeah, boring. Just hitting this white ball. I hope it goes into some hole. And you walk in this field, and I'm sure you're behind gonna get tired and climbing these little. I find it to be boring. That's to be a boring game.
Anyway.
I always say golf is for gentlemen only, ladies forbidden. That's what golf stands for.
Here's how they're cleaning up. They're making the ghetto suburbs, which is too expensive for them to afford. So the degenerates have to relocate. So you call them degenerates.
Gentrification, Hailey. That's what it is.
Oh. The degenerates. How are they degenerates?
Gentrification.
Huh?
Highly say so.
Didn't they move them the other day? On what street was that in town? When they put them all out? What?
Nelson Street in Port of Spain.
They moved, okay. Gentrification.
want to move this? Yeah. So I want you all to listen to this, right? Listen to this. I think this is I don't know if this guy is a pastor or whatever it is, but I think what he's saying makes a lot of sense. And sometimes, you have to listen to what these guys are saying. Right? Here we go.
If I come and tell you I have no money, but I just make love good. Girl, I don't care where they say it. The man did not lie to you. He said, I'm broken. Financially, I'm a pauper. But when it comes to loving, I'm all right. And you just run in to this poor man and bring our next poor child in the country who's suffering, who the government had to mind. Come on. And you're talking about, and you want union leaders to come and fight for you and say, we poor, we poor, we poor. But the man don't tell you. The man didn't lie to you. I'm not in a position to maintain you. Ooh. Parents, get dread with your girl children. Get dread with your boy children. You hear what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, we are contributing to the demise of our country when they don't get certain skills and when they come with expectations. They expect people to mind them.
Well, I would have hung up on the first line he said. You have no money? I gone. Bye.
The money, no love.
I gone. Bye.
So Diana, so where's the responsibility now for the parents who know that the person broke but is still having kids with him?
I don't know about them, but I know about me.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about them now. Where's the responsibility for you have 6 of them? And the man broke. Or
I guess
the 5 fathers broke.
I guess they like wood. I guess they like wood in the fire more than money.
But doesn't the parents have responsibility?
That's what I said. On the first line, I gone. I'm not hanging around here because I'm going to be in a life of poverty. And I don't want that. Poverty and big belly don't go together. So you have to the girls and them need to start looking at it. Poverty and big belly equal cut ass. They don't go together.
I tell you, I think it's responsibilities, but this is the we already had a good
finger and toe, finger and toe, finger and toe, finger and toe. Your finger has fingertip. Your finger has fingertips. But your toe doesn't have toe tip. Doesn't have toe tip. Yet you can tip toe, but not tip finger.
He just make things so. He can tip toe, but not tip finger.
I've heard joking. But you can't tip finger.
Hailey says if you live in a country like Trinidad with that idea, then Trinidad would have no children at all. Pure old people. Well,
really?
Hey, you need money to do things. Money to pay bills. Money to buy food. Money to acquire more things. You can't do that with a whole heap of children latch on. No. I learned that growing up in the house I grew up in. Now, like I always use that as an example. I see the woman in the house. get your tail beat, wait every Friday for the man come and throw money at her, and every other Friday morning she belly big. And I say, see me, not me, Diana ain't going on them road. You're not beating me, and you're not pelting no money at me. No, sirree. I learned when I grew up in that house. No, no, no. And I wish some of them would stop and think and see what's going on around them and say, this ain't the road to go. Let me try. I learned early what I was not going to do. And that was get cut ass, start a big belly, and no money. Nope.
So let's
Nope.
So highly, Richard Ramrub Kapiza, Eugene Julian, Albert Montano, Nadia, Bonnie Roberts, I think that's it. Mean Gene, Trinidad Margot. I don't know who Pink Panther was. Put closing comments in the chat. Judy as well. Put closing comments in the
Wait a
chat.
minute. Pink Panther was my favorite cartoon, growing up, and then the Flintstones.
Yeah. Diana, Jude. Ali says yes, Diana, but PNM don't think so. How Trinidadians supposed to live then?
Well, that's all. Yeah. I see for myself, and I said I cannot go down that road, and I must not go down that road, and I will not go down that road. And Diana did not go down that road.
He said, what jobs Lavanton have? What jobs Beatham have? Please do tell. Only crime, eh? That's not true. There are plenty construction jobs in them places, and the Beatham people are their own business. People that sell food, people that do all kind of. Man, there's a lot of entrepreneurs. There's a laundry on the Beatham. There's a pharmacy in the Beatham. There's a lot of things going on in the Beatham that people don't know about, and they think they know about.
I still think the people. Well,
Highly say don't live in Trinidad.
Highly.
Go ahead.
Well, you go ahead. Go ahead. No,
go
what
ahead.
do you think? Your philosophy. My philosophy could work anyway if you want better for yourself. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, folks, it's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. It's Diana, Anselm, and Tommy in the village with the DAT Triplets, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. Stick and stay. We'll be right back.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. It's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. Go ahead, Diana.
But Anselm, did you see the video someone sent me and I think I shared it with Tommy. Tommy called me on it, where the women were beating this man with a turned down cutlass.
Yeah. I didn't want to play it because they might have flagged us for violent behavior.
You are listening to WZYE.
Yep. And it's alleged that
so men just get abused too.
From what you remember, he was abusing the woman's daughter, so I think she exact vigilante justice on him.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What?
I read that comment there on the screen.
What? 90% of Trinidad is poor, not by choice. Eh? Oh Lord.
For me, 90% of Trinidad is poor.
90%.
90%. Eh? What percentage of people in Trinidad living below the poverty line? Maybe about 17%. I'm gonna Google that real quick.
I don't know where he get his statistics. He want to know where we got his statistics from, right?
Yeah. Where did he get from? Oh,
He needs to ask himself the same question he asked us.
Trinidad living Below.
Anyways, Diana, your closing comments?
Tommy rushing me, boy.
Tommy's rushing tonight. Tommy, gotta get going soon.
Oh, Tommy going on. You're going karaoke?
No. I'm going to bed because I need to get up early.
It says 30.20% live in poverty, below poverty.
Okay. All right.
50.70 in Chile, 14.90 in Argentina.
30% in Trinidad?
30.20.
Okay, 30.2%. All right. So
Who they make under 550 US a day.
yeah, you see, so Hailey and them does just it's the spaghetti theory.
Hailey says 17%.
Yeah. No, I said 17%.
Oh.
Yeah.
He got it from the same place we got it, out of the sky.
Yeah, it's spaghetti theory. That's Hailey. Yeah. Closing comments, Tommy?
I'm worried about the calendar. Why? Because its days are numbered. Nobody didn't get up.
Tommy giving jokes. He, Tommy.
Anyway, I still want to say that it's been a pleasure being here. And even now, still, love is the key. It's the only answer. I look forward to our next session. Love you all. Be safe out there. Pleasant night.
Thank you, Tommy. So, worrying equals to waste of time. Good and bad things will happen in life. You just have to keep living and not stress over what you can't control. From where I said this is it, the clock on the wall said that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. See you, same WZYE time, same WZYE channel. Later.
Okay.
Later.
Virtually nothing is impossible in this world if you just put your mind to it and maintain a positive attitude. You are never too old to set another goal or dream, a new dream. Every day may not be good, but there's something good in every day. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra. Your global ambassador and your poet, bidding you auf Wiedersehen till we meet again. Good night, beloved people. Stay safe. Good night, Nadia. I'm not back home at Stormy yet.
Thank you.
Nadia will cuss me now.
Yeah. Nadia says, pleasant night, everyone. Stay safe. All right, we're gonna go out tonight with the Foster.
Oh God.
We rise again. Foster. Good.
Okay.
We rise again. Yeah, that's a good song. Could we rise again, Trinidad and Tobago? Here we go. Good night, folks. We're gonna go out with the Foster, man. Trinidad could rise again. Yeah, of course. I believe that. You have to believe that too as well. Good things can happen. It happened in New York. It could happen in Trinidad. See.
Could we rise again as a nation?
What do you mean, could we rise again as a nation?
Okay, because the state of the country.
What do you mean by the state of the country? I don't understand that. Explain me.
Right, the country have plenty money.
Have plenty money?
Yeah.
How you know that? So you have to tell me I have a child. Tell me now. How you know that? Gentlemen, thank you for the day. I can't really understand that.
My nation is beginning. Prophecy unfolding. Judgment incoming. I love you still, Mommy. When will it end? Tell me, how did we come this way? Oh, my Trinidad and Tobago. While the nation still hope and pray, the devil busy, I say. Oh, my Trinidad and Tobago. Oh, no, no, I'm feeling the pain for you, Mama. Revelation strikes at your corner. Still we are holding on. Your children have lost their way, fighting for survival each day. Oh, no, no. Going from dawn till dawn. What is happening to my country? Every day is a sacrifice. Blood flowing like water daily. Lives could be lost at any price. The anthem is now a whisper. Some don't care to stand when it plays. Lawless is now in control. So the good away. Oh, my Trinity. Strange signs all around we are. The hills are alive in a different way. Your babies are dying. Brutally I'm seeing here. Would we rise again from what pain? Yeah. Oh, the mighty dollar. Now cast a spell of uncertainty. Oh, my Trinidad. You see, when the rich is getting richer, the poor must remain empty. Oh, my Trinidad. Know that I say, oh, no, no, people balling for pain and hunger, inflation, cost of living higher. Can't get no daily bread. So the youth them on top the hill, somehow their bread basket don't fill. Oh, no, no, so they turn to crime instead. The arms of the state disappointed, still their salaries are daunted. Large increase in the fiscal budget, oil money reach a all-time high. Don't buy no jet for so much of money when the hospitals are in need. Poor people at everyone's mercy, so the hill reacting indeed. Oh, no, 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 no. Yeah, the people cry, yeah, yeah. The hills are alive in a different way. Them who take in we money must pay for it dearly one day. Could we rise again come what may? Yeah. How could we truly excel in the midst of all this suffering? Oh my, no, 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 no. Tell me, like Shadow said, poverty is hell, so it seems like the devil is king. Oh my Trinidad. No, 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 no. Cocaine and guns in the heart of the ghetto is what we sow, we shall reap tomorrow. Who are we going to blame? Even school children doing crime, well, that is a sign of the time. Oh, my lord, have we now gone insane? Whilst we kill, we own one by one. Skyscrapers going up in town. Chinese laborers at the core. This new city some shall see no more. So we have to hold on to CVEP 10 days and must to get along. Scraping the bottom of the barrel with all this money in town. My Lord, the hills are alive in a different way. You have to do more for the people. Better wages to ease we struggle. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Could we rise again come what may? Yeah. In this abundance of wealth, still the poor people cannot cope. Oh, my Trinidad and Tobago. It is a reality. So much of even a hope. Oh, my Trinidad. Oh, my Trinidad. And Tobago. Oh, my, oh, no, oh, no. Some turn to vagrants in the city. Homeless children begging have mercy, Lord. Child abuse have risen again. Look like Jean and Dinah come back in town. The girls and them singing the song to survive by end. Gone down the drain. Some say the leaders have failed to do right for one and for all. When there is an imbalance of the scale, then the writing is on the wall. If you ignore the plight of the people, well, the devil shall intervene. It's only divine intervention. I hope you know what I mean. Well, is it true that God is a Trinity with all these crimes in sweet La Trinity? No, no. The hills are alive in a different way.
Population gone, gun control, gun control, gun control.
And is it true we have all this money in this land of so much poverty? No, no. The Lord is my shepherd, come what may, yeah. To you the powers that be, hear the cries of the people you see. All this wealth and nothing for we. No, 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 no. Because of living is too high. This little money the poor can't buy. Oh my, oh my, why? There must be a way. There must be a way. There must be a way to help the people. Today I say, there must be a way. There must be a way. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. From Genesis to Revelation, in my Father's house are many mansions. To take care of 1.3 million natural resources, he made provision to feed this nation. Look, we have oil and gas, it's Lake and Mars, on and Calypso, Chutney and Limbo. Yeah. When there is no property, crime would decline naturally. Then we could live in harmony. My holy Trinity, yeah. I love you. I love you, mama. I love you, mama.